You know what I've noticed? It's brown.
It's brown.
It sure is, Gus.
So brown.
I am 100% all for slut glams.
You can die from woohoo.
Let's kick things off, Gus.
Yeah.
Damn it. But that segue's been fucked now.
It's a TV show.
Oh, look, maybe
And it is
someone...
always true. If they're on their own, they're kind of like an island in their own right.
Oh.
Every man is an island.
Segue.
I hate
Stop
that.
it! This is like a weird sex thing. Stop it!
I will stop it. I'm sorry.
I like the font you've chosen there.
Will gone home. He left hours ago. What do you got? Sharks on the books, Portugal? I like a wave. I don't like a stream.
Make a papyrus and let's go.
Hello.
Welcome to Back Pocket Live from the MiddleCee Studio. Thursday, the 27th of April, starring Peter Burns, who hates visiting a hair salon almost as much as he loves Halo, but look at that fresh fade. Gus Ronald, who is furious that beloved Australian gaming channel Back Pocket, which boasts an impressive 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, has not been chosen to preview Tears of the Kingdom for some reason.
Could be anything.
Special guest host Reeps is here as well. We told him the beard requirement for dudes in the show was mandatory, but would you believe the diva refused? We've also got Josh Swift. He has more power in his button-pushing finger than you could possibly imagine. But now that you're imagining it, stop it, because you're naughty. Stop it, stop it. And me! Oh, is Peyton in the background? Hi, Peyton. How much wine do we have? And is Peyton going to drink it all?
That's what she's back there for.
Oh, good. Okay. Welcome to the show. Good to have you all here. Thank you so much. Reeps, welcome.
Thank you.
Not your first time in the studio, but it's your first time on Back Pocket.
Yeah, it's first time on like kind of the Back Pocket Live. Like I've done the podcast before. As I said, I want to be like part of the 5 appearances crew. You know what I mean? Like Saturday Night Live. But being here right now, it feels very nice. And I must say, this is a very comfortable couch compared to what you'd think it looks like. You know when it's just kind of like, oh, it's just furnishings. No, this is nice. I can sink
It
into
will
this.
progressively get less comfortable.
You sink into it, and then by the end, you're
then you
touching,
feel the fact
bone.
that
Feel the burn.
it's
Yeah,
basic
bone.
foam. It's not a spring.
Okay.
Which I prefer a spring personally. I like the the little
The bounce.
little bit of that, little
Yeah,
bit of the
yeah,
bounce.
I like a firm mattress.
I like a firm koala mattress.
Is that a sponsor?
Not sponsored.
Not plugged yet.
No,
He may
not plugged.
With
be
8,000
enticed into liking a firm mattress.
Well, Reeps, we have a hot show lined up for you tonight.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be playing with Playside.
Ooh.
Reeps is going to get put to the Rizz test.
The Rizz quiz, even?
Yes.
Because the Rizz test sounds like something else.
Yeah.
Sounds like something a doctor has to do.
Sure, but I feel like that's
When was
kind
the
of
last time you had contact with
insinuation.
Rizz?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that day, and I'll let you all know.
We
when it
still don't know
happens.
what Rizz is. And things get a little McClunky on the Podracing circuit.
McClunky.
Yeah.
Very good.
I was
Nice
trying
reference.
to find something for that, and then
Yeah.
it clicked, and I was like, I fucking found it, you guys.
That's like McClunky.
McClunky.
Who is
you-
McClunky?
Are you on top of like modern lingo,
Modern, like, give me something.
like Rizz?
Rizz, yeah, I know Rizz. That's like the game, right? The pool of the game, yeah?
What?
The
The game?
pool?
Yeah, a little
The
bit.
pool,
Yeah,
yeah, it's like
charisma.
your game.
It's charisma.
Yeah.
It's charisma, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's your pool.
In
Yeah.
like within the certain
Yeah.
setting.
You
I
built
love-
up the game, which I think
Yeah.
wasn't that a really bad pickup?
Was that like a weird
book of it?
incel thing?
That was the secret.
The secret.
Wait, no.
Wait, why do you know that?
No, wait, you're right. The game was the pickup one. The secret
Yeah,
was
no,
to will it into...
the
will.
secret
right,
was
right.
manifestation.
Yeah, which is
the
part of the
secret was
game.
belief.
Yeah.
Secret
totally.
game, it's all
Yeah. You
there,
can do it.
guys.
They're
Yeah,
basically
okay.
the same thing.
Yeah.
One just
Yeah.
involves more negging, I think.
Yeah, right.
That's what the game was. Yeah, it was about
Yeah,
like negging is powerful.
It was like it was like a hot woman walks into a bar and you're like, oh, have you got something in your teeth? So you like immediately
Oh.
fuck up her confidence in a way that she's not used to, so that
Yeah.
you can slide in
Bring
for
him
the
down
kill.
to your own UGG level.
God.
Yeah, real highbrow stuff.
Real Rizz.
Rizz-
I don't know what Rizz is.
Yeah.
Rizz is the most recent like youth lingo that we learned.
Ah.
Before that,
That we say youth lingo.
that's what it is.
so out of
The
touch.
whippersnappers
That's what it is.
these days.
Before that,
Yeah.
it must have been Like, I mean, like yeet is old.
Yeah.
People were saying, oh, it's gone. Who cares? It's fucking dumb.
This
No,
age,
I
everything
wanna
just out of the brain.
No, I can't remember it because it's so dumb.
People are saying they lost the game. Do you remember that game where you
lost
can't
the
think
game.
about the game?
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Somebody commented on a TikTok the other day about something. It was like something to do with some bakery or whatever. And I was like, what does this mean? And I was asking someone, they're like, oh, that's a thing that people are just doing now where they comment this thing on YouTube clips or whatever as a joke. And I was like, well, where did it start? And they're like, no one really knows. It's just a thing that people are doing. And I'm like, I hate that.
Gotcha.
Like, at least Rizz, I understand that it's a contraction of charisma. And that makes sense to me
Yeah.
from an etymology perspective.
Yeah. No cap.
Which is
no
important
cap.
to me.
I know no cap. Yeah.
I know no cap, yeah.
yeah.
No cap.
No cap etymology is it's
Telling the truth. Like cap is.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's telling the truth, and it comes from
So if I'm trying to convince you I'm telling
people
the truth, I say
having
no cap.
fake teeth, and so like you know how they get like I don't know.
grill?
I don't know if
Some might
yeah,
refer
like
to?
grilled, but
like a crown or something.
yeah, but they're
Sure.
fake. They're fake, intentionally fake teeth, like
Yeah,
silvered
okay.
teeth.
So by saying no cap,
You've
it's
got
like
all real-
you're not
it's all real.
lying about anything. You're not being fake about anything.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
I love that we're going through all of this, like dissecting youth language as I'm sitting here with a backwards hat, being like, hey, hello kids. What's going on?
Do a kickflip.
Do a kickflip.
Do a kickflip.
I think do a kickflip's still relevant at skate parks.
It's still a request, and it's
Yeah.
a sound request, and if you can do one, then yeah.
Yeah. You've got a skateboard these days. Yeah.
Yeah, over
We
the
have a
shoulder.
skateboard in the. Do you want to do a kickflip?
Mate, I
Post
don't
show.
want to show you guys up
Post
with
show,
my
post show,
kickflips.
post
Okay,
show.
yeah, post show.
Hey, tell me you've been doing some stuff at Fortress.
Yes, I have been doing stuff at Fortress. If you don't know what Fortress is, it's basically like a gaming bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You've
I'm
been
the
there.
trivia master there. So every Monday night, come on board, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sold out all the time, and I do the questions and I walk around and pretend.
Can you
like
give me
I
an
know.
example of a question?
Sure.
Josh, I think your mic is open.
Josh's mic is open to the room, but he's chatting to the interview talent that's coming.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, it's all good.
talent.
But
No,
we were
that's
getting little whispers, and I was like, he's trying to get our attention subtly through a megaphone.
Hey, what's going on?
What does being a quiz master entail?
Okay, so basically, you got to do 40 questions a week. And the first 2 rounds are like 10 questions each, and they're all audio-visual, right? So I can do videos, I can finish the quote, or if it's just like pictures. And then the last round is all like text-based. So for instance, I'll ask the chat, what was Mario's first job before becoming a plumber? All right? That's an actual question that I've asked people. Yeah.
I know it. He worked in construction?
No, but kind of. I would
Yeah.
say kind of.
He was a girder master.
He was a carpenter.
What?
He was Jesus.
Which is
Yeah.
which is construction?
No.
He's a girder master.
Girders.
I
Like
know, he just
metal-
runs on girders.
He just runs along the things.
Make
in
sure the
Donkey
girders
Kong.
are stable.
He's
Oh.
yeah.
Proctology, clearing human pipes. I mean,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
like
That
that.
was
I like that.
That's Dr. Mario. He moved into the middle.
Did Nicrotex tell you that we were supposed to come and see you and we didn't?
Well, what is this, an intervention? What's
Yeah.
going on here? Go on.
Just
No,
confronting
no,
you
it's-
with
We need to talk.
our guilt that we're like, we should have gone.
So we got Gus was like last week we were all sitting around the office and he goes, Nicrotex wants to know if we're still going to Fortress tonight. And I said, what? And he's like, he's booked a table for everyone and wants to know if we're still going. And I was like, why have I not heard about this? And then
In my defense, I said it.
oh, you said
And then I
don't
said,
know
and
why
I
I'm
didn't
getting
tell any of you about it.
Yeah.
So that's why you guys don't know
So, like-
that we are very late for the thing that you don't know about.
A week prior, Nicrotex had messaged Peter being like, I'm going to book a table at Fortress. Reeps is doing trivia. We can all go there, like support him and it'll be awesome. And
Thanks,
Peter,
guys.
and I don't
To
know
which
what
I
Peter
thought,
said.
first one's going to be crap. Let's go to the next
It's so
one.
true. It's so true. So I will live up to that because the audiovisual didn't work. So so I had to like make it up on the spot. But from now on, it's all good. Everything's good. So come on.
Excellent.
So come on.
But apparently, like,
Come on.
Apparently, there was a whole table there, and somebody was like, "That's back pocket's
That's
table,"
Pockets, yeah.
and it was fucking crickets. None of us were there because we didn't know about it. And I'm
You don't
sorry
have to apologize.
but we will
Listen.
be there, and we will have a back
Josh was
pocket
there
table.
representing.
I will say, both Peyton and I were there
Yes.
with Nitro. and
They're
it
my
was
favourites, yes.
Lovely. You
Yes.
did a incredible job.
Thank you.
The
Thank
best
you.
of back pocket, I would
Yes.
say.
Did you win?
Jordan
no.
Rasco was
Jordan
there.
Rasco.
Oh my god.
She
we
destroyed.
gotta get Jordan on our
She
team.
Yeah.
destroyed.
Holy
No,
shit.
you just get them into the ring. We've got to beat her and her team now. We've got a rivalry.
No.
No. I want
There's
Jordan on
no
our
beating
team.
Jordan.
Did you hear me with the construction answer? That was pretty good.
That was good.
That was very good. Yeah.
for
I
the
would
meeting
accept
team.
it.
But what clearly wasn't accepted by the games master.
I have to be very down the line. There's so many. It's sold out every single time, guys. There's like 170 people. I got to separate you somehow.
Yeah.
I am so bad at trivia.
Yeah?
I'm so except like every now and again, if there's one question that no one else knows and I know the answer to, then I'm like, I fulfilled my purpose. But if that moment never comes for me,
That's
then
what I
I'm
try
just
and
like,
do.
Nicrotex points out that there was a team of 8 that the back pocket table had, and Jordan just had 1, which I think is an advantage. You've got less people to be like, I think I know this. That's the problem with trivia. If you've got too many people on the table, everyone's weighing in. Everyone's being
cooks.
like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I would think go in there with a,
Just by yourself.
just by yourself. I'll be in there by
wanna
myself
pull
for over on
knowledge.
the winners table.
Yeah. Okay. The winners. Okay. Good.
yeah. Peter's like intensely specific music knowledge. And I would
It is
say,
specific though. It's
Yeah.
not broad.
yeah.
Can I ask, obviously you're coming up with this every week, so you're going to, eventually the well won't run dry, but it might run half
Oh,
dry.
yes.
Like, so
How many
you
questions have you got in you?
You got to save up some of them, right?
Listen, there is another quiz master in Melbourne, so I'm sure that we can do some back and
Yes.
forth.
Cross-reference.
And, yeah.
Oh,
Fair
shit.
enough.
And we
So
can just like swap over quizzes
That's
from
a good
time
point.
to time, which would be good.
theoretically, we could
Every
go to
8 weeks,
Melbourne
just go back to the
Fortress.
start.
Just ripping.
We could go to Melbourne Fortress and like crush it because they'll be like,
Oh, that's worth
I'll be like,
it.
they're using
this is
this
a
quiz
race.
this week. Yeah. I'll never do that Fortress.
Yeah,
I'd never
why do we
I'd
need
never
to put Jordan on our team? We'll just
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
pay off the guy running with it.
And I would never accept it. Wink.
Yeah.
Okay, so feel free.
every
yeah.
time he speaks, we're like, woo, that's so amazing.
Extra point for the enthusiasm. Yeah.
For
Cool.
the
But
winners
they've been,
table over there.
but they've been good fun. Like it's been.
They've been so receptive. Everyone there has been very, very positive because,
awesome.
again, you can do very specific questions that are super, super hard. Like, I think I showed a trailer for Octopath Traveler 2, and I was like, what's this game? And as soon as people wrote down Octopath Traveler, and I had to go, no, it's Octopath Traveler 2.
that's hard.
Because they're different
So
heroes.
you're making enemies of everyone.
I'm
at the
making
same
enemies,
time.
but I have to separate them. Otherwise,
Yeah.
everyone will win if
That's
they're
true.
too easy.
That is true.
But also,
Yeah.
like, people get like super serious about trivia.
Oh, yeah.
What do you win?
You get a $100 bar tab, first place,
Pretty
and then
sick.
you get wine, second place, and last place gets booby prizes. So could be whatever, balloons,
You say
whatever.
booby prizes?
Yeah.
They're called booby prizes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take them.
No, there's not. But Peter, they're not what you think they are.
He said balloons.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Still not what you think
That
they
could work. Yeah, free boobies. Yep, I see that. Woo boobies. Yeah, good.
Give me them.
Yeah.
I organized a trivia during like peak COVID. I did the full audiovisual trivia night for all my friends back in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of work. Like
Yeah.
I actually bought one of those trivia packs that you can buy online and like dissected it and took half of the games and put my own. But it was like by the
Trivia
end of it.
packs.
So there's ones online you can buy that are like the pub ones that come with a PowerPoint presentation that you can run. So you can buy it and take it to like a family event. It has all the like will they or won't they make the jump, and it like freezes the video and then it's
that's
like will they
cool.
stack it or
Nice.
make it. So it has a bunch of that stuff pre-made for it. So there's some
I thought you were going
companies
to say
that do
it's
it.
a will they or won't they, and you have to watch 8 seasons of Dawson's Creek to find out.
Joshua Jackson.
We had a lot of time on our hands, but I took some and I reworked them. Like I played some old 21st videos and were like, what happened after this? So I tailored them. But yeah, a lot of work. And I was like,
Yeah.
it went down well, but I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Let alone doing it every week.
It's
so.
hard, but it is fun. It is like a good time. And that's the main thing. It's like, I just want to go out there and be like, okay, I'm around my like nerdy other people. You know what I mean? We're going to have a good night. So it's very good. Come along. Come along.
There it
Fortress.
is. There's the plug.
Yeah, Fortress every Monday night, and I'll greet
Fortress
you.
Sydney.
If you say back pocket, I'll give you an extra point. How about that?
Can we do that?
I will not give you an extra point. Okay, yeah.
I was like, he just finished saying how he says like super serious rules.
Unless
like,
you write a question and the answer is back pocket, and then if they say back pocket, they get a point,
If
making
you
you not
came,
a liar.
I was going to do what is this overrated show, and I would have done the logo for back pocket, and I would have put it on there.
The logo.
I would have blacked it out. I would have put a little black out. Yeah.
Fair enough. Awesome.
What time's it? Is it time? Is it
It's
time?
time, baby. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So normally at this point we would move into a little bit of backup, but we have something special for this episode. We're going to be doing a dev interview, which is pretty exciting. And this particular dev interview is still sponsored though by Evil Spy Boy. So you can check the chat for !Evil Spy Boy. Why not be like Evil Spy Boy? And bring some generosity of your own to Food Bank Australia. He'd love it if you could go and make a donation at foodbank.org.au and help out, just like Evil Spy Boy, not so evil. So tonight we're going to be chatting to some incredible Australian devs. One of the developers of Age of Darkness Final Stand from Aussie studio Playside. I feel like Gus has a vibe about him that he would just really love to see a trailer right now? Do you think that's something we could manage for Gus?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Peter just has trailer written all over his face. Like he just really wants to see a trailer.
I want it. Give me a trailer, please.
Let's go.
Long ago, in the Age of Darkness, the land of Eredar was ravaged by battles.
We move with haste, for night draws near. We will rise.
There are too many of them! They just keep coming!
Age of Darkness, Flames of Retribution.
Oh.
It's Flames of Retribution.
We have to talk like
that is
that.
Age of Darkness. We're about to talk to Ryan McMahon of Playside Studios. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Hey, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming, man. Congratulations. You've had Age of Darkness out for a couple of years now and just launched the campaign. How's it feel this week to be back on the launch train?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Seeing the reception of everyone playing the game and enjoying it and getting stuck into the lore and the story of the game has been great to see, especially seeing some of the key story beats that we put a lot of thought and planning into really land and hit home with the big fans of the game as well. That's been really great to see. It's that's that feeling of when you put a lot of effort and love into something and then you finally get it out there and it hits the notes you wanted to hit. It's always a really good feeling.
Yeah, awesome. Ryan, the game it's an RTS, it's real-time strategy. Everyone looks at that and my nostalgia nerve is kind of like, oh, I remember this kind of game. I love this kind of game. Mm-hmm. Is there, where did the sort of passion for that format of game come from with you guys and the team?
Yeah, a lot of us have always been really big fans of the RTS genre. Looking back at classics like Warcraft 3, StarCraft, Age of Empires, all those greats that we all used to love and play back in the 2000s and 90s. There's definitely been a hole, I think, in the game scene for quite a while around RTS. There's been some awesome games that have come out in recent years like Northgard, They Are Billions, Age of Empires 4, which have been great. But there's still not quite enough games really to satisfy the hunger from players that really want to play RTS games, and that's kind of what we've strived for with Age of Darkness, really throwing back to those classics and creating that nostalgic feeling, and that goes all the way to the way that the game feels to play, but also in the art style that we've chosen.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, nice. I mean, you sorry, go Steph.
Oh, I was just going to ask, was the plan always to release a story campaign, or was it something that you kind of came to after the success of the base game? Because I imagine like having a story campaign to work on must have been really fun from a creative perspective to flesh out the lore of these characters and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's a good question. Originally, when we first went to early access, it was purely the survival game mode is what we planned for Age of Darkness to be, because at Playside, Age of Darkness is also our foray into PC game development. We've got a history of mobile games and work for hire. So this is our first big original IP in that space. So we didn't want to aim too big. But given the reception of our launch into early access, we did raise the stakes a little bit and throw a few extra things on there like the campaign, and have spent the past year and a half now fleshing that out and really building out the lore of the world and working on the campaign.
Well, I was going to ask that because, traditionally you as a studio come up with an idea, right? You come up with what you want to achieve. And you go out and you do it and you release it and then the audience reacts to it. Obviously, live service games have become a thing, but the early access model is kind of a live service model. You have put the game in front of people and there's an expectation of constant updates. Because how do you know when you're done? Yeah. When are you done?
Will you know when you're done? And
what is done?
There's a thing that I think it was Leonardo da Vinci said it.
Come
it's
on.
A pretty good
You're dropping Da Vinci. It's not even 8 o'clock yet.
No, this is good.
I want to hear this.
But art is never finished, it's abandoned. And I think that's the same with games. It just comes to a point where while you can always make things better and throw in more content and more things to do, there does come a point where you need to wrap it up and move on to the next big piece for yourself.
So Playside
yeah,
will
I think-
abandon Age of Darkness eventually? Is that what you're saying?
No, they just got.
We will move on.
You heard it here first, Black
Wasn't it Da Vinci's updated quote? Is art is never finished. There's a sequel.
A profitable sequel.
There was the 16th chapel, then there was the 17th chapel, I think, was the famous sequel. That's a highbrow joke. Let's move on from that one.
That's not a highbrow joke.
So you've launched the first 2 acts. How much more of the story is to come for people, and kind of what's the cadence of the drop of the story, do you think?
Yeah, so we've got one final act to come, which will be Act 3, which will be 3 new missions, which is kind of like the peak of the story. That is currently in development. We don't have a slated release date for it yet, but are looking to wrap it up over the coming months and get that in players' hands. One of the reasons why we launched the campaign in these act style format rather than just doing the whole thing at once is we wanted to be able to respond to community feedback and be able to really make sure that final act lands home and hits, I guess, the notes that our players want to see in an RTS campaign.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it must be a really liberating thing to have as storytellers to go, you I'm sure have an idea of where, and your team have an idea of where the story's headed, but to be able to go, oh, people are really responding well to that character from maybe it's a voice performance. A voice artist gives a performance that you didn't know was going to give the character something when you were writing it and when you were animating it, and suddenly, oh, this is now our favorite character, and we had him dead by the end of Act 2, but now we can keep him sticking around.
Yeah, this definitely gives a lot of flexibility for things like that. It luckily a lot of it's quite fleshed out, but it will kind of come down to how the actual missions feel to play, and making sure that they're engaging and hitting those RTS notes. We've really done a bit of a throwback to those old school Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2 campaigns, which haven't really been seen for quite a while, where it's that more narrative, story-driven approach where you follow the heroes, which has been really cool. People respond and connect with that as well.
Yeah, awesome. I was going to ask as well, like, obviously moving forward with the campaign and the story elements of the game, but essentially for anyone who doesn't know, like, the original version of the game it's like a survival game. It's a wave mode game. It's like is there a confidence or a sort of that you have going forward knowing that your base game is there as well on top of the campaign? Like, is there still stuff you want to go back and play around with that element of it as well?
Yeah, for sure. Survival is still our core game for Age of Darkness. Campaign is laid on top, I would say, almost like another game mode. And it's really there for players to connect with the characters that they're trying to defend in the wave survival mode, but also just learn the game. Age of Darkness is by no means an easy game to play. It is hard, and it is intended for people to fail and fail a lot. And campaign slowly introduces a lot of those mechanics to the player, and also introduces the element of failure to the player over the course of the campaign. So when they do wrap that up, because essentially the way we're building everything is with the intention that eventually there is a 1.0, and that 1.0 is the intended way that people play the game. And with that, we would assume people would go into the campaign first, learn how to play the game, and go, okay, cool, what more is there for me to engage with? And they jump into survival, and that's where we really get stuck into it.
And then you abandon it.
I was going to say I've played a bit of the campaign, and I think you guys have really hit the nail on the head with the onboarding of it. It does feel like the pace of the introduction of new ideas, and with failure, absolutely. RTS is historically challenging. I've failed missions already by not understanding the mechanics properly, not necessarily not completely doing it wrong because I didn't defend early enough and learn. The game teaches you to think about turtling before you think about going too far out and doing your own thing. I think that's really clever, and I'm looking forward to diving into the survival as well.
Awesome. I'm
digging the game. I want to talk to you a little bit about Playside, because biggest development studio in the country. That's and you're a general manager. Does that scare the shit out of you?
Totally. Yeah. So my background's actually art. So I was up until recently, I've been the art director for Playside for the past 3 years, and before that, an artist. And being a general manager does scare the shit out of me, but it's awesome, because it's about connecting people and reminding people why we do what we do, and at the end of the day, I've got to make products and make the company successful, but really in doing that, it's about the people who do that and supporting them and bringing them together to, hey, we're making games, let's get excited, let's get passionate about this and put some awesome stuff out there.
Yeah. And your PlaySide, I know you weren't there right at the start, but started in 2012. And I just thought it was interesting, we were working in games media all through, the middle of the noughties all the way through to now. Yeah. And there was just that period, 2011, Blue Tongue closed. It was 2015, Irrational, 2K Australia had kind of clung on.
THQ.
It clung onto life, yeah. A lot of those big studios were shutting down, and there was just a really dour feeling about the Australian games industry. But we saw sparks of life in independent development and a lot of indie studios having success.
And Fruit Ninja.
And Fruit Ninja. Well, Halfbrick as well. They were still killing it in that period. But I wanted to know if you had any insight into what is the key to PlaySide's success and sustainability?
Survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing with PlaySide since it's been founded has always been being on top of emerging technologies has gotten us this far. So in 2012, when it was founded, mobile was a new thing. A lot of games weren't really coming out at the time. Our CEO, Jerry, had just come from EA, Visceral, the company behind Dead Space and other games like that, which was originally in Melbourne. And a lot of people were affected by the layoffs at the time when all those studios were closing doors. And rather than trying to find that next opportunity, he jumped on the idea of starting his own thing and starting PlaySide and pulling a few of the people that he worked with together for that. And starting with a small mobile game called Catch the Ark, which they just released on mobile. At the time, there was not really many plans beyond that. It was just about getting that game done and out there and seeing where it takes them. And then from there, that opened the doors to work for hire opportunities because, again, mobile was this new thing at the time. A lot of companies were looking at ways to get into that space, and they reached out to PlaySide. I think it was Nickelodeon, actually, or Moshi Kart, sorry, and we did Moshi Kart Racing, and then Nickelodeon for Sponge on the Run, and then from there we eventually got into this cycle of being the go-to studio for Hollywood for mobile games and doing endless runners and things like that. And that started to build out our work for hire side of the business. And that's ultimately what's kept the company alive. While we go off and experiment with our original IP, and we've worked our way up to now doing things like Age of Darkness, it was more about that sustainable growth, ensuring that ways to pay devs, money's coming through the door to support all that through our work for hire stream rather than risking it all on one cool idea. And we still do that to today. We've still got our work for hire stream of development going on, and we're working with some really big IP with that now, which is awesome. We still have our mobile stream of development going on, working on Legally Blonde and The Godfather mobile games, which is really cool.
Sorry. Yeah, you heard him right.
That's two games, right? That wasn't
That's not Legally
game.
Blonde, the Godfather.
That wasn't Legally
That's
Blonde.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, good. Right.
But potential for crossover.
The crossover
for
is
sure.
I'll play that game.
Yeah.
Elle is going to be litigating in that household for sure.
Bend and Snap takes on a different.
Amazing.
Yeah, I want to ask because I saw that there's a lot of big IP that's come through your studio. Did you get to sculpt The Rock as an artist? Did you get to work on the model for The Rock?
I didn't. The person sitting next to me at the time, because I worked on Jumanji, was doing it. I got to sculpt Jack Black.
Nice.
That was cool.
Arguably way cooler.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
That was interesting because that was our first time dealing with talent and them having feedback on like their stylization of their models and what it looked like in game, and we got some interesting requests.
I need to be taller and musclier.
That was Jack Black, right? Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask about the company. You guys work with like Laserbeam and Fresh, and you're developing with them as well. I guess my question is, why haven't you called us?
Josh.
You got to talk to Jordan about that one. Good question.
I'll send him a DM afterwards.
Pete would be happy. It would be Pete's dream to just be like an RTS unit to do the voice of one that you click on that just has the most annoying.
You're rocking the boat. You're making me seasick.
He's practiced for years in all those ones doing all
I'm
the repeated
quoting
lines.
Warcraft.
Well, I was going to say.
What genre of game would a back pocket game be?
A legally blonde, like case.
Oh, okay.
A lawsuit survival case.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That sounds like on par for us. But either way, we'd be happy to work with you on it.
It's definitely an option.
I'd like to be sculpted like The Rock. Thank you kindly.
And I quickly wanted to ask you as well about the broader games industry. You founded ArtQuest, which is a platform to help visual artists collaborate and just connect in the first place. Are there enough tools like that out there for the Australian scene, or do you feel like it's really up to people like yourselves and developers to build these tools, and maybe there needs to be more support from a government perspective? Or
I think it's less on the government perspective. I mean, there's always more they can do, but they're doing a lot for us now with the digital tax offset coming into place. But it's more about retaining senior talent within the country, and also not just retaining them in companies and workforces within like local Australian companies, but also getting them involved in the future generations of development is a really big one. I think that a lot of schools right now are struggling to keep up with the demand of the growth of the Australian game industry, and it's kind of on us as more senior or veteran people in the industry to share that knowledge and do that outreach and get involved and uplift others to be able to support this growth. And ArtQuest is definitely a step in that direction. That was more from a place of there are a lot of generalized game dev events, but they don't have a focused goal or outcome aside from just bringing people together. Whereas with ArtQuest, it's more a place for artists in games to connect and share knowledge between studios, as well as be a platform for people who may be trying to find their way into the industry to be able to interact with all the artists who are in the local industry and get their foot on the door or get the feedback they need to do that. And it's been really successful at doing that so far.
yeah, awesome, man. Well, yeah, it's a great initiative and really cool to see. I'm sure you're very busy day to day at Playside, but that you've got time to be lifting those around you as well. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Totally. Best of luck with the game. We know, as you said, you've got more to come still with the rest of the chapters and all that, but excited to see what's still to come there because, a lot of people in our chat here have been like, already like either people saying wishlisted and have just picked it up. So I think
a couple of people bought it since you've been talking. So,
fantastic.
The system works.
Thank
Thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks so much,
you.
Ryan.
All good.
What a lovely gentleman.
What a lovely, talented, generous person.
It's just awesome to see like cool stuff coming out of Australia.
What do we do?
That's what I mean. That's why I said it that way.
You feel a bit lower like that.
Every time we say that, I'm like, and back to this. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, there's someone who's like super talented, has made an amazing product as like in that company as well, and then is like, and also like, I really feel like there should be more programs out there to help other people. I'm like, what do we do?
Let's talk about the video games we've been playing this week, guys. Literally, it's what we've been playing.
Wow.
What we have all been playing. Question or statement?
Was that a question?
Is it a stalling tactic while I open the pad and check what I need to read?
You decide, chat. You decide.
So smooth.
Thank you. Subtly smooth. What we have been playing, indeed, is a segment. We talk about the games that we've been playing this week, and it is brought to us by the one, the only BuriBuri. Thank you to our lawyer. Could be a main character in the Back Pocket game.
BuriBuri is not our lawyer.
BuriBuri is not our lawyer, but could be our fictional lawyer in a fictional game created by Playside.
Yeah, she's our lawyer.
Yes. And as we do every week when we have a segment sponsored by BuriBuri, we read out a legal fact, a law, just something that might not actually be relevant anymore, but it's fun to read. Reeps, did you know that in York, which I don't know where, is that
England?
I think it is somewhere in
or a street up the road.
Is it York Street?
Let's in York, maybe York Street.
Okay, all right, yeah.
It is legal to kill a Scotsman.
Okay, that's definitely
within the ancients. I should read all of it.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
It is legal to kill a Scotsman within the ancient city boundary, but only if they are carrying a bow and arrow. There's no answer to this.
Yeah.
You can just be like,
I didn't know that,
Scotsman?
but I'm like thinking of, wouldn't it be crazy if there was a case where somebody planted a bow and arrow on a Scotsman,
on a
a dead corpse, and go, it was Scottish in like perimeter.
Definitely sounds like a Jacobite rebellion
Pete
era.
mentioned to put it on the corpse, but I would just throw it at them and be like, ha! And then realize,
Catch,
it's
coming right for us. Yeah.
I was like, I'll need to kill them. I'll need that bow and arrow back. So I didn't think this through at all. But apparently that's a law. Hopefully it's not still in place. But hopefully BuriBuri stays in place as the patron saint of this segment. What we've been playing, Peter, it's only relevant that we go straight back to you and talk a little bit about what you're playing because it's relevant to who we just talked to.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been playing Age of Darkness. Flames of Retribution is the campaign, Act 1 and 2. And as you would have seen in the conversation we just had, this is a survival RTS. It is everything that Ryan said it is. It is very much a homage to me, it feels like Warcraft 3. You control units, you build a little hub, and there are hero characters as well with active abilities. So it very much feels like jumping straight back into Warcraft, even in the way that the story is presented in mostly cutscenes in-engine from this angle. There's a charm to it all.
Yeah.
There's some great performances, some great polish. And yeah, I haven't played any of the game. Came out in 2021 as the survival, and it's only in the last week released the campaign, which was a free add-on to people who have made the purchase already of the game.
Right.
So you get the full survival mode as well as jumping into the campaign.
Which can I steer you towards the survival side because I didn't know. I don't think I played an RTS survival game. I didn't really think of those, and I love those genres.
Yeah, there's always an element of like base building, but the kind of the fortification aspect is really like turned up.
Totally,
to
and I'm not to say the campaign is I know what to expect, but tell me a little bit about how the
I
survival.
haven't played the survival mode.
Oh right,
yeah, I've only played the game because I wasn't interested in that. I saw this game existed and I was like, RTS survival. It's cool that it's a spin on RTS, but I don't really want to play an endless RTS. I want to play through a campaign of an RTS. Which I mean, you're a wave mode fan. What I know about it, from what I've learned from playing the campaign and from watching content on it, is the way that the game works is that you spawn into the map. The darkness is coming, which is a gate to Hellspawn, basically. Demons are going to come through. You have a clock up the top. The clock exists in the campaign as well, but the clock reads like there's 5 million days to the next darkness coming. And what's happening is you are spending your days gathering resources. Nights are a bit more dangerous, but you can still kind of explore and try and find stone and better lumber resources. But ultimately, you are expanding in order to contract back down for the darkness, where you want to have defenses built to... It's almost a tower defense in the sheer volume of enemies that hit your screen. I believe it can render 60,000 enemy units.
Whoa.
Cool.
That... I believe. I haven't seen it.
Let's bring Ryan back. Ryan was at 6.
Or was it 6 total?
It's interesting too, the darkness mechanic, because often with RTS games you spend a lot of time kind of clearing out the fog of war to be able to see the map, only for it to kind of be closing in on you again. I like that.
You learn which side of your base the enemies are going to be attacking from, basically. You kind of see where the rift is tearing apart.
Yep.
And so you want to fortify that area more and build walls and stuff. So that's what the kind of core of this game is classic RTS town building, but mostly in building defensive structures and units to build enough of an army to fight back against the swarm. And the campaign, as we said in the interview, does a really great job of drip feeding those things to me as someone who knows what to expect from an RTS. I'm learning the RTS things. I had my heroes and built a good little army, and I was like, I'm going to go and raid the enemies that I know are somewhere off in the fog of war. And while I left, the enemies had come back around from another side, and I hadn't built any defenses except for the other units I was still spawning.
Oh, no.
They got wiped out by that army, and then my base got killed. And so I was like, okay, fail. I failed because I just wasn't playing this game just yet. So you learn how this game works in ways that are interesting, with characters telling you story and villages and conflict and emotion. And
what's the sort of tutorial and sort of game teaching mechanics like? Because I find in games like this, where there's a lot to manage, I need a little bit more hand holding.
I would say that this game is challenging in the defensive side of things, in making sure you're equipped to defend, but it's way simpler than most RTSs in terms of the amount of buildings, the amount of types of structures that you can build, and units and upgrades and stuff. It's not as deep as Age of Empires, say, where you're getting to a point where you need to be managing upgrading your civilization into the next age.
Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
There's none of that.
Spreading your religion across the land.
Yeah, all of that tactical stuff is kind of put by the wayside in a much more tower defensey style of thinking, which I think is a really neat balance. Again, I haven't played the survival mode, but I'm interested in it now, having played the campaign, because again, to me, everyone loves the Warcraft characters, but these are strong characters, and they're totally reminiscent of the archetypes.
Sure.
So it immediately feels comfortable and familiar and warm, and it's fun clicking stuff, man. And the unit abilities are really interesting. Well, they're good. They're they're not MOBA characters. Most of the characters that I've used, I've just had one active, but you'll have a healer, and you'll have someone that's got a big kind of AoE flame arc attack, and working out where to use those effectively to take down structures or to take down enemy waves is definitely part of the campaign process. And you can see in your mind's eye, I see how this is going to work in the wave mode thing as well, of where I'm going to need to really utilize that guy to clear out big groups, while healer's sitting at the back.
Gotcha.
All classic RPG stuff. But I'm really enjoying it.
And I guess it's interesting that the campaign itself feels like it's doing an adequate job or a good job of creating a narrative, not just going, here is just wave mode levels that we've decided to put cutscenes around. It's more than that. They haven't taken that base game and just dressed it up. It's like we've transformed it a little bit back to more classic RTS.
Gives you a bit of investment in the world.
Totally. And there are really beautiful hand-drawn art cutscenes external to the game engine. So there's it's a classic low amount of frames, basically slates of animation with voice acting over the top to just kind of convey the emotion without having to pay to have fully CG rendered
but like you said, that the top down kind of just little characters chat, the units talking to each other, that's the charm.
The
of
little
these
faces
games.
pop up in the text box and stuff as well.
Chomsky says Pete talking RTS, my jam.
Did you do the thing when you play these RTS games? I'm always like, I just need one more turn, just one more turn, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning. You're like, just one more turn.
I was doing a campaign mission that I was failing, and I knew why. And so when I failed it was infuriating, and I was like, but I need to fucking do it again, don't I? Right now,
well, I find
I know what's going wrong. And I'm getting
I find with these games, even if it's not the case because it doesn't feel that way, failure feels really sudden. Even if it's something that's building from a series of bad choices that you've made or neglect or whatever.
Where you click and go,
it all goes shit really quickly.
Yeah.
And that I feel like fuels that feeling of just oh no, if I could, just wound it back a few minutes, I was totally on the right track, and that gives you the kind of fuel to want to go again because you were experiencing what felt like reasonable success up to that point.
Yeah.
It's a subtle, gradual push over into failure. So you're like, if I can find that point and I can work backwards from that, you're right. It's not just a big boss walks in or something. I'm really keen to check out the survival mode. That seems really up my alley. So very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it's already a really strong package, and whatever they're going to add to it, I think will just add more and more. I don't know that there'll ever be a PvP game because it doesn't feel like it's designed to be that.
Right.
Yeah, but like as you said, it's a more tower defense based rather than that sort of PvP style. So I think there's a lot of people mentioning I'm going to get the name wrong. They are billions, we are billions, something billions.
Oh
it's
yeah, we are billions. I think.
Yeah, and that's the other one that I think has done really well that people talk about, and I see people obsessed with that game. Like they absolutely love it. So. It's nice to see another one in the same genre, but like obviously with some amazing art design and some talented Australians. Cool. Stephanie.
Yes.
Do you know what you're playing, or are you doubtful? Dare I say, you have a shadow of a doubt of what you're playing?
I mean, I do now.
I saw you. Well, I also saw you scrolling, so I was giving you a stall tactic as well.
I have notes because this is a really interesting game. I really, really enjoyed playing it, and
Called Shadows of Doubt. Sorry. I should clear that up.
Called Shadows of Doubt. It's like a sandbox kind of detective, like a what do you call it? Like a corkboard detective game.
Like red string kind of Pepe Sylvia kind of stuff. Yeah, right.
And I saw a lot of people talking about it and talking about it in a way that was like, oh, this is quite unique and quite special. So I was like, oh yeah, I want to play it and figure it out. It's basically set in like a 80s neo-dystopian kind of world.
In Minecraft?
I mean, it's a really cool art style though, I think. It's pixelated, but it's got a really great kind of muted color palette with a bit of neon to kind of like make it pop and kind of feel into and sort of feed into that dystopian city vibe. And then it's got really great shadows.
How about the doubt? Is
It's got
Just you wait until you see that doubt. It'll blow your mind.
But it's like it so elevates an art style of a pixelated game when you do really great lighting.
Sure.
So you play a retired cop who has decided to become a part-time private investigator to kind of make ends meet because this is like you've been you've been, what do you call it when you age out?
Fired?
Retired?
Oh.
Yeah, but forcibly. Retired is like voluntary.
Oh, redundant? No,
You
like
mean pensionified?
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Like he's aged out of being a cop, but like
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, that's what happened to him. But this is a really, really harsh world. So he's still got to work, and so he picks up random cases and stuff like that to make ends meet.
Yep.
Harsh environment, and got to do what he can.
Retrenched.
Lapscallion.
Retrenched.
That's the word.
Retrenched. Yes. Thank you, Lapscallion. I thought you were just yelling random words at me.
He said it funny.
Yourself.
He said it funny.
He's been murtard as well, which is a great reference to Lethal Weapon. Love it.
So you have to solve a murder, with your first steps being to kind of go through the granular details of finding out like their name and address, and close contacts and stuff to start hunting for clues. And you go first to try and find where the body was located. And because you're no longer a cop, you don't have police jurisdiction. You're kind of operating,
you're sneaking
and
around.
You're literally right. So it's first person running around, kind of like detective game. Okay, right.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about this is that the cities are all procedurally generated.
What?
And so are the cases.
Holy shit.
So it's.
But the people are real.
Does that work?
The cases are procedurally generated, and the graphics are voxel.
And the judge is Judy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it kind of and there's like survivally kind of, well, to an extent, mechanics in it, in that you have like hunger and there's cold and sleep and all of that stuff that you need to manage as well.
Cigarettes.
And you get
Well, yeah, I mean, you need cash as well because like you need lockpicks for all the lockpicking you're going to do because you don't have police access to stuff. And you can go knocking on doors and talking to people and asking them if you can search their home because you're investigating a case. Often they'll want money to let you do that. So then you have to go kind of breaking into people's houses and stuff. But then at the same time, you're trying to, and you're searching.
So you're a thief.
Look at that.
Yeah, yes. My gosh, I stole so much stuff.
So
You stole that man's pants. Did that guy's pants just disappear?
This is where the red string points back to you.
Am I the killer?
Yeah. So you have this kind of menu where you can kind of pin clues to a corkboard, and you can pin pretty much everything, like every piece of information you pick up. And keep in mind, this is all procedurally generated, just like a wash of information, like names, phone numbers, phone records, like diary entries, notes and
That's so cool.
all of that stuff, and any piece of information that you read or pick up, you can pin it to your corkboard. Right. So you have the danger of, because like so often with these games, when you find something, you're like, oh, this must be relevant.
Sure.
Even tangentially, not so. So I pinned so much stuff initially that I was like,
you actually Pepe Sylvie.
it was a disaster.
I walked in on Steph playing it last night, and she was,
Oh yeah.
like her face was like this far away from the screen.
A lit cigarette, whiskey next to just
Well, because I'm so used to like playing in open world games like this, it's so about like there's a lot of environmental storytelling in terms of like, you know, this person's apartment is messy and there's stuff that's broken and why is that in the toilet? Like what's going on? Like, you know, it's like weird stuff going on, but it's like a computer designed it. So it's so strange to think about that.
Yeah, it's got complex game mechanics in terms of how you are solving the cases, but because it's procedurally generated, you are being thrown a lot of red herrings and elements to it that in a gameplay sense, you're like, is all of feels all of this relevant? And is your job to not...
so random.
Yeah, wow.
Because it is. And it's like... It's equal parts wonderful and infuriating because I feel like I was constantly looking for clues and it was very needle in a haystack situation where I was just like, oh, this is not anything relevant. This is just like the AI has just built out this whole section with just stuff to rifle through for the sake of being here. And then other times I'd be like, oh no, it was worth going to this place because I found a bunch of stuff that I can now sell and get more paper clips.
There may not have been anything to do with the crime, but I stole so much.
I sold so many pants.
I did. But then at the same time, you're trying to manage this like hunger mechanic and stuff. So I'm like rifling people's stuff and I'm stealing things. So I'm like eating stuff. And then at one point I would like knock on someone's door and they would come to the door and then I'd go around the back and I would just be like sleep in their bed for a second.
Just need a power nap.
I need a power nap because my tired meter is up. Or like when they were in the shower, I would go in.
Are we sure this isn't the criminal?
Yeah, totally.
You seem to have lost your way.
Yeah, but when you do find like significant moments, there's like a sound cue that plays that kind of lets you know you're on the right track. And then it becomes really thrilling. Like once you find the body and you get a few key clues, then it's really exciting. You have like a fingerprint scanner that can scan fingerprints, left on the scene. You can also scan footprints and match them to like shoes and stuff. You're looking a lot for passcodes to enter, computers and safes and things to find information. And you can find the last phone call that the person who was murdered received, and then go to that house and look for clues there. There's a bit of crawling around in vents and stuff, which is really cool. To be able to access the room that you can't seem to find the door to because it's in a different location.
Can I ask, does it like, because of this element of, I don't want to say randomness, but there is some sort of chaos thrown into the design through the way it's procedurally generated. Does the cases themselves ever feel, I don't want to say, like, do they feel oversimplified when you finally work it out? Because is all of this just kind of noise around something that's relatively straightforward? Because I can't imagine they could come up with overly complex cases that then have this much working around them.
Yeah. Well, so I think you can, and this is totally it, and that's so the conversation is that the AI element is so interesting and it allows you to create certain things. We've seen it used in procedurally generated things before, creatively, No Man's Sky and the kinds of weird penis monsters that it would for some reason populate every planet with. There's obviously
just normal monsters, Steph. What do you think you saw?
Sure. You can obviously build creativity to an extent into the way that the world is being procedurally generated, but there is an element of soullessness to all of it in that it's not structured in a way that a human would have been like, at this point I'm going to put the moment that's going to really grab you and make the case turn in a direction that is like, they've built in stages to a degree.
But that's just the beat, man.
But yeah,
when you're out there, it's not like
that's just the beat.
Crimes are being told in the way that CSI makes you think they're told.
Yeah.
It doesn't
it's
have
a
that
lot of hard work.
rain
It's a lot
moment,
of digging through rubbish bins.
Yeah, and sleeping in other people's beds. So I feel like I got
in someone's bed.
I got a little bit lost. I got a little bit lost in the weeds with this because there was just so much. And the game doesn't really do much in the way of teaching you or giving you objectives or anything. It kind of just like lets you loose in this world.
Hospital's open.
Hospital with windows on street level.
Yeah, I think we're just
In the foyer.
That's
Yeah.
procedural as fuck.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, the point with a good noir detective story is classically that it is like twists and turns, surprises. So yeah, I guess my question that I've been steering towards is like, if it's soulless, like, oh my God.
I spent so much time like faffing around in the wrong area with nothing telling me that this was not relevant or that like, I wish I'd just gone straight to the first obvious thing, but I was like, oh, there's going to be things hidden or clues that I can find. And like, while I did get things that helped me in terms of like, I happened to find an object that was useful.
You were trying to game it, and it was like, no, just play this.
Or in the process, because
be in the simulation. Basically. Is what is
and just experience the world and stuff. Because there is like you talk to people and you get a sense of personality and understanding of what's happening. There's also this kind of security element of like. It's a corporate-owned dystopian city.
Sure.
So the security is really high, and if you set off cameras or whatever, then you've got to kind of guards will come and you got to ditch them and all that kind of stuff. So then you're kind of poking around in the dark with a flashlight, trying not to get caught in the security cameras, and then find a way to access the room that has the security camera. So you get like at one point I spent
you were talking like you're putting red string.
Oh my
around
gosh!
the
I spent so much time trying to like. Disable the security system of this building so I could access a room that ended up having a safe in it that had nothing of use in it. You know what I mean? Like it was like you go through so many layers and in a normal video game it'd be like you do that because the thing that you're going to get is going to be relevant. And that's not necessarily the case with this.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a great concept, but I ended up being more frustrated with it than I was enthused by the experience.
How big is the map? Like
they vary.
Okay. Because that to me is a big thing. Like if you're running around continuously trying to find the right area, that's like, oh my God, I'm doing this for 3 hours and I haven't found a single thing.
Yeah.
Some cities stretch on from here till Tuesday. Otherwise, could fit in your pocket. Sorry.
So we need
The back of this cap doesn't really sell any of that.
But you also, the navigation is also probably the worst part of it. Like, and they've done it in a way to make it purposefully manual so that you're doing everything, you're just relying on your string and clues on a corkboard.
Okay.
So you get maybe like if you found a location in an address book, for example, you get maybe like one ping on a map, and then you kind of just have to remember it. And then once you're out in the world, you can't really orientate yourself via a map or recall where it was. You just have to find your way there, which in a world that feels procedurally generated can be really frustrating because the landmarks don't feel landmarky and it doesn't, you know what I mean? And everything looks kind of the same. But and I think the hunger sleep stuff is interesting to put more stress on you. But like at one point I went downstairs and there was some like a flooded basement and I got stinky because of the stinky floodwater.
Right.
So then I had like a stinky meter and it was like, people can smell you from a mile away. Like you need to go and take a shower. So I was like, all right. So I can knock on someo's door and was like, oh, what's that over there? And I went to a quick shower like before.
This whole city stinks.
I'm like, man, someone is dead. Someone is dead and I need to figure this out.
It's wonderful.
I don't have time to take a shower right now.
Breaking and showering.
It's like amazing how many immersion breaking moments are in something like this where it's like it's trying to set a mood, and noir is a mood. Like it is. If you're going for that, you want to make sure people feel it. And there seems like there's some great little moments, but there's also some real like
it's definitely intriguing. Like I want to go back in and I want to keep seeing, and I want to see what different kind of maps it throws at me in different cases and stuff, because I'm still fascinated by it to the point where I'm not done with it yet.
Yeah.
But I wish there's so much personality to it. It's just personality that has been fed into a computer and then randomly generated.
Look, I mean, props for being ambitious. Like that's a thing. When procedural generation can just make maps that you can rerun or tracks and stuff. Like building a city that has a crime in it and living and breathing and showering citizens is like it's very ambitious. I can't believe it works. Even in the way it doesn't that you express.
Was there satisfaction in solving a case?
Did you solve a case?
No.
Oh my God. All of this.
Too much showering.
She ran out of string.
No, I spent a lot of time. I got pretty close though. Because it took me a long time to figure out that what I was doing was wasting time.
Yeah.
But I was having.
She'll charge you for that time though. As a PR.
I think that's also part of that is just me as a person and a gamer gets very lost and sidetracked on things that are not.
We gave you this game is just distractions. And
Yeah.
you're like, I got lost.
Totally,
Fair enough.
And I was like in this hardware store, and I was like, I've got to find a way. And I get really fixated on trying to complete this task, even though.
Might not be the thing you need to do.
Yeah. But you can make a citizen's arrest if you have handcuffs on you, which you can pick up, or you can start with them, or you can
steal from a police officer.
You can steal from a police officer. Yeah, you can do all
Then
that
you can
stuff.
have all the showers in there.
Yeah, you can make a citizen's arrest and that kind of thing.
I couldn't wash the crime off. Also, I didn't know what I was doing anymore. I want to watch this version of your film.
But it's also just it's that it definitely scratches that itch of like rifling through people's belongings and learning about the people who live in this apartment. Like I love that stuff. Like any game where it's just like you're looking through drawers and you're like, oh, I see, subscription to this site. I know what kind of person you are. And then you're looking through other stuff.
Printed out on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
Where do you get your
80s?
subscriptions?
Oh,
it's okay.
it's
I think
80s.
someone's
That's
real
It
life.
was a subscription to a magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can like, if you find information on a computer, you can hit a button and it prints it out, then you pin it to your little.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's great. It's cool. There's a lot that's really great about it. It's just kind of had this big glaring flaw that made it ultimately, I think, frustrating for me. But I get why some people are just going really nuts over it.
I know, but I'm just like, note to self, never let Steph house sit. Because I'm like, why is my printer out of ink?
Why am I out of hot water in the shower?
Exactly.
What you got in those drawers?
Cool. Shadows of a Doubt. Reaps.
Yes.
What the hell have you been playing?
Have you guys heard of Tears of the Kingdom? Because this is a new
Son of a bitch.
He's got so many YouTube subscribers, you guys.
This isn't it. This is called Endacopia. It's a demo at the moment. It was released about a few months
You really
back.
got Chad excited with Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh,
Only
it's
to
a
show
whole
them
crap.
this.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I mean, this is
And
this is the
then
animatronics for Tears of the Kingdom, is what I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, nearly drove to the studio to punch me. That's fair enough. No, this is a demo that I've been playing very recently. It's by a guy called Andyland. He's like a YouTuber. He makes kind of these graphics and he does like songs and everything like that. And he decided to make this game. And what it is kind of like, old school point and click adventure. And as you can see here, it's very much like you're a kid and you're trapped in a room and you're trying to figure out, why am I in this room? And how do I get out of this room?
Sure.
And that's kind of the premise. So they put you right in there. So you can see it's like scrolling between like the eye, the hand, and speaking. So you can do all different things with all the different objects in the room.
Interactable orbs,
Yeah. So for instance, I don't think this is too much of a giveaway, but you see down the bottom right there's a chair. You get in the chair and you interact with it. It starts spinning, and that like opens up something behind you. So it's kind of like this very put together and very like, as you can see there. Yeah.
It feels very memey.
Yeah. It's like not what you expect at all, but it's also like so intriguing that you're just like, I need to know why I'm here
Put
and what
something
I'm
in
doing.
the wall bang.
That looks
Yeah.
like Flesh Pockety's insides.
Oh, it does. If we
Yeah.
shaved or
We
stripped
have
back a
we have a cursed image of Back Pocket. Like, is Back Pocket entirely denim? Like the character, like
Oh,
the
okay.
pockety?
Yeah.
Or if you
peel back
the denim, is there flesh
are there
beneath?
flesh? Much like this child's
Oh,
drawing.
okay. Yes, I see what you're saying.
So this is essentially
that
new
could be
pockety.
back pocket, like without
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Either
Okay.
way, it's nightmare fuel. So, like all the things, is it so batshit that like nothing, like you just, is it just test everything kind of vibes?
It's test everything kind of vibes. Like I would say it runs for about 20 to 30 minutes, like if you go into it. It's been fully funded. This was like a kind of like, I'm putting it out there. If you like it, please, Kickstarter and reach it in like a day type thing because
Cool.
it's
Sure,
just
okay.
that cool. So you've got this clock that's looking at you at all times. And it's basically like a discovery. So you're in just one room, but then once you get out of the room, you're like, what is going on? And you start, discovering more things, obviously. And the thing is, like, once you finish the game, you can replay this demo and find so much more. It's one of those things that you can be like, wait a minute, that wasn't there before and this was there before.
Wait, okay, wait. So
Yeah.
things actually changed or just things
Or
you've
you
learned?
Things
have
that
new
you-
context. for
Exactly.
things.
The
gotcha.
order of things that you do could be like, what if I did it in this order, right?
Right,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that type
Yeah.
of feel to it. So this is the kid. You play as Mello. It is very memey, definitely so. Like
Yep.
you'll turn it on Microsoft doors and things like that. It's genius. It's genius, right? And then you figure out like, okay, who's Henry, right? And then you find him later. And it all kind of like puts together. Apparently it's going to be released, I think, like end of this year, early next year.
Okay.
But I would say definitely give it a shot. It's free. It's on itch.io.
Cool.
It's just very unique and I'd say very creative. And I think for like indie devs especially out there.
I'm so intrigued.
Yeah.
What is Henry's a fucking crocodile head motherfucker.
It's very cool, and there's a lot of things that don't, as kind of like with your stuff, is like there's side things that you're like, oh, this is pivotal. Like there's a soccer ball, and you see there, it's like I got to kick it that amount of times and I'll get something.
Sure,
but that's like a side thing that you can do. It's like a side mission, but it's just one that I don't want to say too much about. For the fact of like. And then you're like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, there you go.
Well, just like that.
But quickly, cut it off. No. It's one of those things that once you play it yourself, you'll be like, this is how I'm getting there and this is what I need to do. And it's just this world of like, what the hell am I doing? But I love it.
Is it funny or is it just weird?
It's funny and weird. There were moments where I laughed out loud at some of the back and forths.
You can be funny and weird?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Does, again, like a lot of the meme-y kind of stuff, the like, don't hug me, I'm scared vibes to it all, like, does it get dark? And because I was going to say, you're playing this on stream.
I played it on stream, and I'm making like kind of shorts about it at the moment because I do find it that intriguing. There is a secret in here that is so dark that once you get to it, you're like, what is going on?
Are we talking like Doki Doki Literature Club dark? Or like...
Yeah, it's like disturbing dark. Oh. Yeah, like images dark.
Because there's a bit of that in like in Five Nights at Freddy's and all that. It's like they like to hide that really messed up thing behind the surface level weird that is the stuff that all the creepypasta kind of gets written about.
It's
and all
all
that
like,
kind of vibe.
it's like high school kids get so like jazzed by that stuff.
That's what I mean, yeah. I think that's what this game knows its audience is, right?
As I said it.
Totally.
Well, as a fellow high school kid with my backwards hat,
Kids doing these days.
Skateboard, yeah.
That's cool. But because I don't know Andyland, but is and obviously the art style is what he's making animations of and putting on YouTube and stuff.
Yes.
I say obviously. I didn't know that. You told me that. But so there's a lot in here for fans of Andyland. Is it meta in that way, or does it stand alone outside of understanding what his
It stands alone. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what is my English. I knew nothing about Andyland before. I knew nothing about Andyland before playing this game, and this is what really intrigued me about like who made this, what made this, and what made this. And the funny thing was, there's the bit at the end where it's like, okay, you finished the demo. How did you like it? Yes, no, maybe, that type of thing. And I put like, I just wanted to try them all out, and I put one of like, it was all right, it was decent, whatever. It's like, great, send me feedback. And so what I literally did is it goes to his website and it goes to his like, here's a form that you can fill in, and I filled it out. He emailed me back in like 2 hours going, thanks so much for the feedback.
I thought this was still the game.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was going to be a bit where it was like, and then it sends you back to the start of the game and deletes all the files from your computer.
No, but it does, like when you go into that dark place, there is a bit where it shuts down. Like there's a bit if you go, I hated the game. He's like, oh, that's cool. Do you want to see a funny video instead? And you're like, sure. And then it'll take you to a YouTube short of like a cat like gagging on yogurt, smelling yogurt or something. Like it's very much like that.
Shit.
So yeah,
there he is.
I would say definitely give this a shot. It's free to play. It's 30 minutes. See if you enjoy it or not. This is totally up my alley. But it's very cool in terms of it talks to you, it breaks the fourth wall, everything like that. But it's just a bit of fun, honestly. And why not play it, to wait for Tears
There is some joy in I'm assuming, as you said, a lot of the puzzle solving there is just, press things until they break.
Yeah.
And there's something quite like turn your brain off about going, I don't need to have worked out what I'm doing here. I just want to point and click and play until something happens. And when that solution isn't particularly, if it's nonsensical, it's even more satisfying. It's like, cool, I just found the hole in the wall by spinning the chair. It's kind of like, it's nice to be in that mindset versus critical thinking with gameplay.
And also I like that there is, I guess it's not particularly new, but like a trend, or there's a volume now of short games that are an idea executed in a really focused way.
Yes.
Like this is the brain of someone that you're entering.
And
I
would say yes.
I feel the same about a couple of things I played last year, like Iron Lung. Like it's a really simple idea. You play it in an hour, and maybe this will be an hour, but maybe it's still only 20 minutes, half an hour when it's done.
Correct, yeah.
But just a short experience that someone is able to express themselves and be weird and be a bit quirky and
That's exactly what it is. Like, it's just that old point and click adventure, which I don't think you see a lot of these days because it is kind of, very dated in terms of, function. Got to go to this interaction to do this interaction rather than just press A next to this thing for it to do.
I did appreciate those seeing just in that footage, the idea of you made a hole in the wall and then you went talk to a hole in the wall and he goes, hello, hole in the wall. Like, there's that fun sort of element of that versus your traditional point and clicks with, I can't do that. It's like this person, this designer, Andy Lane, is clearly going to go, I'm going to make a version of every interaction with every object. So that's what you have to sort of brute force your way through.
You totally nailed it. Like, everything you can interact with in every single way. So it's not kind of that thing of like, I can't do that right now. He'll do like, say different things for different...
Which therefore is fun even when it does nothing. It's
Yes.
kind of like
Correct.
some writing behind it. And
Correct.
Stuff like that.
Cool. Highly suggest it. Give it a shot.
All right.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Free stuff. Yeah.
I'll round us out and talk about the fact that I've been playing Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, which just came out on the Switch last week. And this is a remake or an up-to-date version of the Advance Wars games, which came out, of course, on the Game Boy Advance. I never played these games, but I always looked at them and went, this is totally my jam. Like, I would love to get into this. I did a little bit of research on the actual history of the series and didn't realize that it was a series that never came over to the West in its original form on the, I think, original Nintendo, and then there was original Game Boy versions that were only in the East. It wasn't until the Game Boy Advance one brought it over to the Western market. And so these are up-reses and remakes of those two Game Boy Advance games, which I know people love. I know Barjo loved.
I was just about to say,
Barjo's huge.
my understanding of Advance Wars is all through Barjo's.
Yeah, he apparently loved it, and I can totally see what he loves about it. And it's a passion I have for this kind of Saturday morning cartoon about war, because that's the first hurdle you really got to get over here, which is the more updated it's become in this cartoon form, the more you're like, hang on. This is warfare, right? And there's all these adorable and fun characters that are basically like there's the orange suns and the blue moons. And they
murder them.
Well, that's it. You're essentially sending troops with...
Murder them all.
It's not like, and they have cork guns and it's all some, assimilation.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's rifles and there's choppers and there's tanks. So it's play war in that sense, in the style that we're looking at here. But it's guns and they fly off the battlefield. So there's a little bit of a disconnect watching the cutscenes of like these fun characters heading to war. But essentially what the game breaks down to, for anyone who doesn't know, is it's a sort of turn-based strategy game that puts you in charge of a bunch of units where the mainline goal is obviously it's destroy the other side to win, but the other one is that there's a headquarters on every map that if you can take that headquarters, you can win. So there's a big focus in the Advance Wars series about strategy and kind of distracting units and getting around to take over the HQ, which you do in a similar way that you'll see those flashing cities. You can take a city back, which gives you resources, by putting a unit on it and staying there for a couple of turns, like you're seeing here. And that's actually where the strategy lies, because otherwise it's just fight units, which is fun. That is great. That's all I thought the series was. And so I'm really impressed to see that there is like a decent level of strategy. You can go just full warfare and just try and be, tactical about how you pitch one unit against the other. It's like anti-air is going to work well against air, or like bazookas will work well against medium tanks, but not APCs.
He's like, or you could throw rocks at it like a cool guy.
I'm trying to come up with better examples. It's not
a good strategy.
It's not quite the spear sword shield. Was it spear sword axe strategy from the Fire Emblem games? It's not that level of unit sort of combat, but there is definitely a strategy to knowing which units can move where and in what turn, that kind of thing. And obviously this is what apparently brought the success of I think Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance is what brought the Fire Emblem series as well kind of to the Western market as well, because it's very similar in that sense of having these little skirmishes on these grid-based maps.
It looks like those classic play mats that kids have with the roads all over them.
The appeal of it graphically for me, I think, is in that simplicity. It's that it isn't a rotating map. It doesn't have 6 grids on top of it. It is really everything you see is what you get in this game and in this upgrade. I don't think I think for anyone who played the original, it's one for one of the same sort of style of game and missions and all that kind of stuff. But it's a lovely little upgrade, and it looks fantastic on the Switch, especially in handheld mode. And I love even the idea of it's this little diorama battle that you've got on your little handheld like that. I think it works perfectly for that system. There's extra strategy in there in the sense of the hero character you bring in is the CO, the commanding officer. They charge up over a series of turns and can use a special attack, and that affects all your units. So, for example, the first guy you take, who's the little guy with the wrench, he can do a special which can heal all units. There's an enemy. The enemy force you're fighting also has a special. So, for instance, the first battle you have, he changes the environment to snow, so units can't move as far. So there's some, and this is entry-level stuff. Like, I've only really given the game a couple of hours, and I haven't scratched the surface. And I know there's people out there who know this series super well and love it. So I'm really excited to be fresh to it. And yeah, I think as well, I think about this with my Switch a lot. I love having this little thing in my pocket when I want to, it's a perfect portable little game.
Yeah.
Like, I feel...
That's what I was going to say, is that I would play this on a phone, but not on a Switch. Because a Switch literally doesn't fit in your pocket. and this is so simple, but I can see how satisfying it is.
It's also like your finger wouldn't be too chunky enough to be moving those pieces around.
Yeah, it'd be like...
It wouldn't be too chunky.
Wouldn't be too chunky for it. Yeah, totally. It feels like it would play really well on a phone.
You're right. You are really only just selecting one thing at a time. You are moving it to a spot, and you're picking from a small menu, which is either capture, hold, resupply, that kind of thing. So, yeah, in terms of the sort of controls, or I guess like the interaction of the gameplay, it's really simple. It's basic and simple enough. The onboarding is a little slow. Like, it does sort of really...
Nintendo
it gradually rolls out 1 unit per level, and by the time you're like, I'm ready, I've got this.
You started playing this at age 3, but you'll be 5 by the time you're done with the tutorial.
So you're right, it does have a very strong mobile vibe to it, but I
don't say that's a bad thing as well. I like playing games on my phone when they feel right for that platform. And this, I was like, it must be on a phone, because it looks like that's where it belongs.
It does. It totally does. But yeah, I think, as a Switch game, it's fantastic. I don't think I'm going to put this on my TV and play it. It does feel like a game that I only want to play in handheld. So I've just been doing little skirmishes before bed. And yeah, I think it's great. I'm not going to go back and play it again straight away this week, but it's going to sit on my Switch. So when I do have a flight, or I do just think what is on my Switch is a game to come back to.
When you've got absolutely nothing else to play, it'll be there for you.
When your phone dies on that 6-hour flight.
Yeah, exactly.
4 hours in.
For anyone who wants to know about the rest of the features, it's like, there's the 2 games there. The second game is much of the same thing, I believe, just with like a tweak here and there. So it's just a lot more missions. There is PvP. There's an online you can play. There is even not split screen, but there's turn-based, so you can play on the same Switch as well. So yeah, I think there's a little value pack. It's full price, so it's like a full price Nintendo games, I think about $80. So it's like, it is pricey, but you're getting both games in there. And yeah, as an investment in something in my Switch that is just going to be like, it's never going to get uninstalled, I think. It's the little battle in my pocket.
That is pretty pricey.
$80 is a lot.
That's banking on like a legion of like hardcore Advance Wars fans wanting to shell out.
Which public opinion and sort of is like, people are pumped for this. Like, they have been hanging out for the. I'm gonna guess they might be working on a new one as well. I'll have to do some research.
Yeah,
there,
and this got delayed from middle of last year or something to the start of this year. So
yeah,
I mean, they definitely tried to make it as polished as they could.
Yeah.
Nintendo famously don't budge on pricing. They just like, this is what it is.
And they don't budge on, we'll sell you the same thing many times.
Yeah. Yes. But it is interesting that these Advance Wars games have been given facelift, but are the same game effectively. And one of the nice things of recent years that Nintendo have done are like bringing the emulation of their old platforms across. And it's I mean, you look at this and you go, well, it's way better value for me to be getting nostalgia out of the 64 ROMs and stuff that, well, they're not ROMs.
Well, you say that, but they just recently put the Game Boy Advance emulator as one of the apps. So, and I went back and looked at it as a Game Boy Advance game. I'd argue kind of better. Like, it everything's a little pixelated in a sort of Pokemon style.
That was a really good era for Nintendo handheld.
Game Boy Advance,
the sprites in that year were fucking
So that's
amazing.
The sprites all look great. It almost looks like
they
a
were. It was beautiful.
Yeah. They're definitely not going to put that on that little emulator now. They have an $80 game store for you to go and get. So look, maybe go, if you're not sure about it, go get an emulator online if you're on the game. Or I don't know. I don't have legal advice on that. I just like, it's good. I liked it. Okay, end of segment. Cool. That was what we've been playing. I played played Advance Wars 1 and 2.
Legally.
Reboot camp. Reeps, you played Endacopia.
Endacopia, yes.
By Andyland.
Andyland.
Stephanie, you played Shadows of Doubt. And Peter checked out Age of Darkness, Flames of Retribution.
Sure did.
Those are what we were playing. Let us know what you've been playing as well in the chat right here while we go to an ad break, and we'll read them.
My cousin got sick and the hospital bills are through the roof. It really got me thinking, if I ever got sick, what are we doing to protect our future and the future of our family?
That's an understandable fear. And I think we should do one simple thing, and that's contact the Learn Programming Academy.
Okay, I was thinking we would get life insurance.
Get your exclamation mark Tims out in the chat, because over 1 million people trust Tim from the Learn Programming Academy to deliver high quality, quick and affordable tutorials on how to code. And they're all videos, so you don't even need to know how to read. I know I can't.
But I'm worried about dying.
We all are. So why not live forever by coding a robot to transplant your old, disgusting organs for fresh new ones while you sleep? I'm sure it's possible.
I don't think it is.
Oh, that's because you're stupid and you haven't contacted the Learn Programming Academy.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
The Learn Programming Academy. You'll give it a C++.
The Sims.
Thirst traps.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Aretha Franklin respect.
Go.
We'll do it stereo, right? Super Smash Brothers.
Stupid Space Brothers Melee.
Pony. Pork.
Halo 2.
Hello, how you doing?
Bioshock.
Mario Truck.
Fallout 3.
For the love of 3.
Batman.
Peppa Pig.
Arkham Asylum. God.
Cock.
God. God.
The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
Oh, it's just Flicker Nova 4.
Guitar Hero.
I'm sorry for you too.
Tony Hawk's Pro
Donkey
Skater
Kong
2.
does a poo.
Prince of
Pussy
Persia.
of my
Mother.
mother. Pussy of my mother. Peter.
It's not that. It's not that.
Oh God. That's not my fault.
How can you have any pudding if you can't eat your meat? Yeah, Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd is in the key of C.
Nah, wrong. It's in D minor. Sure, on Spotify, the first chord you hear is a C major chord, but it's really the last chord of the previous song, which was in D minor. MusicNotes.com has D minor as the first chord, the original published key is listed as D minor, and the key signature has one flat note, B flat, definitely D minor. They do play a G major chord, which has a B natural in it, not the B flat at the key signature, but I'd argue it's just being borrowed from D Dorian, which is really just another flavour of D minor. Also, it's actually Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. Get it right. Muso's Musical Musings.
What the fuck do you want from me? There's a website called 25 Songs in the Key of C, and that was there. I don't know any of that stuff. And now I do. Thanks for that.
That was amazing and wonderfully detailed.
There's nothing better than being corrected like with that level of, sort of, not skill, but
you were entirely dismantled.
Yes, I was broken down.
Yeah.
And I would say sass.
Sass.
There's
Totally
no rebuttal
sass.
to that. Like, you just have to accept it and go,
Yeah.
Step on me, music.
So yes, we saw Muso for Hire's word from the sponsor, and RhysWild's in there as well. An ad for your film.
Stephanie's film.
Stephanie's film.
Stephanie's film.
Coming to a theatre near you.
Mr. Mistepheles.
It looks like it, based on how you did in the detective game, that looks like the detective film. Only that looks more calm and concerned, like evidence and guns and sexiness. And yours is just
Stephanie's
like
film
showers.
It's just me sleeping in other people's beds, going through their drawers.
That we can make. That's easy to make.
We could do that. We could do that for whatever we got on that.
Whatever budget we did. Yeah.
We saw the Tim ad, the origin of what the fuck did you just say to me? Hope Tim's doing well. He's been gone for a long time.
Tim's on the beach somewhere, kicking it up.
Yep.
Having a great time.
Probably
jealous.
Playing volleyball on some beach somewhere right now. And you saw an ad for our socials. Please follow us on socials. Go to what is it?
Linktree. We're back pocket vids on everything, basically.
Back pocket vids on
Except
everything.
for this website.
Well, except for this, but everything social, all your tick your talks.
Yeah,
you know this one. You
tick
don't
all
know
those talks. We're gonna be checking. We're gonna play a little new segment. A little bespoke segment. A little new segment. For a moment, a little segment called the Rizz Quiz.
Starring Peter Burns.
It's just that Rizz rhymes with jizz, and so that's all I think about.
Stephanie, this is like No Man's Sky all over again. We didn't think that. You thought that.
No, I think about it all the time.
Okay, quick. We'll change it. It's the Jizz Quiz.
The Jizz Quiz is brought to us by MiddleCee. Thank you, MiddleCee, for bringing us the jizz.
We couldn't find the G.
Stop ruining a wholesome segment, Peter.
Sorry. Thank you for bringing us the Rizz, MiddleCee. MiddleCee is one of our...
lasted 2 seconds. That's what she said.
We couldn't find the middle G.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Rapes has arrived on Back Pocket, everyone.
We bring everyone down to our level.
For MiddleCee, we read out a lyrics from a song written in the key of D minor.
Fuck off.
I'm not even going to have a stab at what key this was written in.
Sure.
I'm going to assume it's C, but don't blame me if I'm wrong. Music for Hire, leave me alone. Okay, here's some lyrics. Buzz in when you think you know the song. I can hear the sounds of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how.
Wait. Again?
I can hear the sounds of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. It's also in D fucking minor, as I said.
Do you have any more lyrics?
I don't, because the next word is the name of the
I've
song.
definitely heard these lyrics. I just don't know.
I can give you when marimba rhythm starts to play.
By Booble. Michael Bublé.
Dean Martin.
Did he sing it?
He did. He didn't. I don't think he wrote
Michael Bublé has very few original songs.
That is a good point. That is a good point.
What is the Dean Martin one in D minor? Tell me about that.
Yeah. Oh, it is Dean. There is a Dean Martin version.
Sway with me.
Frankie. Sinatra's definitely done this song as well. It's basically a standard.
I think Dean Martin was
Dead.
Mac the Knife, maybe?
I believe he was Mac the Knife.
Because everyone associates Mac the Knife with Sinatra, but it was Dean Martin.
Dean Martin.
Okay.
Way cooler than Sinatra.
When I swear.
Dean Martin.
Although Ella Fitzgerald version, arguably the best.
Yeah.
Did Bublé do Is Feeling Good?
Yeah.
An original Bublé?
No.
Damn it.
But he did make it very.
he does shitty pop songs.
Very popular.
I'm thinking of the other one.
His pop song that he wrote was
I just haven't met you
yet.
Yeah. Imagine Dean Martin singing that. You can't smoke a pack of cigarettes and sing that song.
That's true. That's true.
But let's get into the Rizz Quiz.
Hey.
The Rizz Quiz will look familiar to some of you because it's basically a Jeopardy ripoff.
Okay, good.
We're going to have some categories that I've got questions in. There are tiers of value in each of the questions. I'm not going to do any maths. Chat is welcome to track the scores, But basically what I want from you guys is to win as many points on the board. So your face will own the square.
And we're not trying to go for like a diagonal.
I thought about making the game a Connect 4 also, just to add another layer.
Yeah.
But we're not going to play that because Gus is frowning.
It was a struggle to come up with this ripoff. We're not adding a hat to a hat.
I apologize. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's also, it may look like Jeopardy, but it is not Jeopardy because Jeopardy, you ask the question as an answer, and that's fucking dumb.
I'm still going to do that.
I hate it.
No, you can't.
Just Gus can.
Just Gus can. So we've got the categories of world, we've got dialogue, we've got items, and we've got reaps.
Okay.
For $100, $200, $300, $400. So that's world, dialogue, items,
Presumably,
and reaps.
The harder, the more expensive.
Yeah, I tried to do that, but like it's hard for me to judge.
Sure.
What you guys
just know everything.
I know everything. I'm a brilliant man.
I'll take Peter's being a jerk. For
In the form of a question?
Reaps, I would love to give you the opportunity to start it.
Sure.
What the fuck categories are you going to pick?
Yeah, listen, it's a tough one. But I'm actually going to go for dialogue for 100.
Dialogue for 100?
Give me dialogue.
Okay. Which video game character said, "A man chooses, a slave obeys"?
Which
you
video
can
game?
have all of these for your trivia night, by
I was
the way,
going
as
to
well.
This is a $100 question.
A man
Holy
chooses,
shit.
a slave obeys?
Correct.
I will...
Oh my...
Can we steal once?
Yes, yes.
I'll give a bit of time because this isn't. You didn't buzz in to have a
We
crack.
can because Peter's not playing.
There's just so many video game characters, and I'm thinking
There
like
are
it's
a
got
lot.
to be like a boss type character, you know what I mean? Or like I'm thinking, I just want to say Bison. You know, it's like, you know that, like
M.
when
Bison?
they, like, you know, when he
Bison.
wins and he says that at the bottom.
Oh,
It's like, I
yeah.
defeated you. And then, I'm just going to go Bison
yes.
for that reason.
Yes, that's amazing.
That would be good.
And that totally sold that song. I remember that. Unfortunately, it's not M. Bison.
God
so I will open it up to the other two on the couches.
I'll have a guess. I've got a guess,
Yeah, have a stab.
but I've forgotten half their name. So
Okay.
I'm going to go, it's... What's his name? Ryan from BioShock.
It sure is. It's Andrew Ryan
Andrew
from
Ryan
BioShock.
from BioShock.
I'll give you
Would
the
you
point.
kindly?
Would you kindly?
Would you kindly?
Yeah.
And a man chooses
Ding,
a
ding,
slave
ding, I'm on
obeys.
the board.
He's on the board. A man chooses a slave obeys is scrawled in blood and feces and all over Rapture.
Feces?
I don't know
Play
about
that
feces.
again.
I
but
think it's just blood.
I think it's probably just
They meet up later and they're like, did everyone write on the walls? I sure did. Everyone did it in blood? What?
What was that? Was
Sorry.
that?
You said, oh.
And the press just fainting around him.
so it's kind of like it is actually I think like basically a theme. I mean, it's a theme of the game, but because ultimately Andrew Ryan's arc, right, is he twists you at the end.
Yes.
He says it in his dying speech,
Yes,
I believe.
he says it before the end of that I almost spoiled.
Yeah.
I love that game. I'm very disappointed in
I'd
myself.
like to spend my 100 on the prize.
It's been a long
You can't.
time, though, since, like, we've all played BioShock, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah. Again, I tried to make it gettable, and
I love it.
We got
I
there.
could have played the game yesterday and I still wouldn't get
Yeah,
it.
true. Stephanie, would you like to go next?
Yeah.
Pick a category, please.
I may as well just, like, I think the $100 ones are probably going to be as hard as the $300 ones
Okay.
for me. So I may as well just go balls deep and go item 300.
We're balls deep for items at 300. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Which item would you need in order to make your fighter heavier and harder to launch while also increasing their run and fall speed?
Fighter
Yeah.
item.
Item.
Heavier and harder to launch.
Yep.
Launch.
Launch is an interesting word.
Okay.
While also increasing their run and fall speed.
Is this a Smash Brothers thing?
I'm going to say yes.
Item. Fuck, I have not played a lot of Smash Brothers. Like some sort of... Say it again. Harder to launch.
Which item would you need in order to make your fighter heavier and harder to launch while also increasing their run and fall speed? This isn't much of a clue, but it's Smash Brothers. This item exists in other Nintendo games.
It's rough
as well.
because Smash Brothers has like hundreds of items. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not the 4 things you can pick
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, the item makes you heavier and harder to launch. It makes you larger. While also increasing their run and fall speed.
Some sort of mushroom?
It is absolutely
Hey.
the Super Mushroom.
Ding, ding,
From
ding.
Smash Brothers, but also Super
Well
Mario
played.
Brothers.
Put her on the board.
Thank you
Nice.
for resting on the word larger.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what she said. I'll take a vote. Okay, moving on.
Gus,
agree.
leave the building, please.
I want to go with World for 400.
World
please,
for
Peter.
400.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Okay,
good.
this is a very simple category. In which, this is just a location in a video game. In which video game would you find Blackwood Mountain?
Ah, crap.
Blackwood's such a generic term.
Yeah, in which video game would I
Shit.
find
Yeah.
Blackwood Mountain?
Yeah.
Mountain.
Mountain.
I don't know straight away, so I'm just going to go with a guess and say Elder Scrolls, the one before Skyrim, which was not
I would also
Oblivion.
accept all of them.
Oblivion?
It's not in Elder Scrolls.
Oh, okay, Elder Scrolls, yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
To me, it sounds worldy, like Nintendo-y era, kind of like like a Donkey Kong or something. Like,
guess everyone
like
gets a guess
Blackwood
once it's
Mountain,
failed. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, like something rapids.
It's simple two
Red Dead
words.
Redemption?
Yeah.
Red Dead, it's not Red Dead. That's a good guess, though.
Yeah.
Steph, you want
Like
to have a crack?
Banjo Kazooie or something. Like
It's not Banjo-Kazooie either.
Okay.
That's good. It was Until Dawn, which is like, that's obscure. But
Yeah.
I know, like, we've all played in the Quarry
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Supermassive
Yeah.
stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's probably, that's why it's the hardest one in this category. And it's so generic, but Blackwood Mountain.
Josh,
Yeah.
I just
Until Dawn.
realized if you double click and just do a layer color on that, we can block it out. I didn't realize what we do if we fail a question.
Oh, yeah,
three
no
of
one
us.
got it.
No one got that. So if there's potential to just block that out so we don't re-ask it.
Just give it to me. That's fine.
Joel, just give it to Roots.
yeah,
no,
it's
it's got a whole category by itself. We did not get that one.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
put a picture of chat over it. And chat can win if we fail.
Right, okay.
Reaps, you're up.
Yeah, let's just see if I can put myself on the board
Come
by
on.
putting myself on the board with myself. Let's go 200.
200.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of confidence in your
Okay.
yeah, I
in
don't.
your
I
self-knowledge.
sometimes
Okay, this
I just don't know
all,
myself.
all those hard drugs.
this category. How much do you know about Reaps?
I'll answer. Not much.
What is Reaps' birthday month?
Okay, that's a tough one.
Fuck off.
Because chat says it every month.
Damn
They go,
it.
happy birthday. I'm going to have to go with April.
That's what I have from the internet.
Oh my
ding, ding.
goodness.
That's what I have from the
Internet, you got it right. I'm going to put... I'm on the board.
200
Put me on the
points.
board.
Put
Which
Reaps on the board.
which number was that?
200.
Reach for
200.
200.
Yes.
And surprisingly,
Oh,
Reach gets
man.
it.
That was a
Chat
tough one.
you.
I got to
Chat
be
you.
honest with you. That was
Look,
tough.
you know, it's a versatile category, though. You know? I don't feel like just because you got
Nice
that
work,
one, that you'll
Josh.
get the rest
Exactly,
of them. They're not
exactly.
all that much of a gimme.
Yeah.
Stephanie, please pick a category.
I'm going to choose Reaps for 400.
Oh my God.
Reaps for 400.
Because I don't want him to get it.
Okay,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is my favorite question. So Reaps for 400. How much do you know about Reaps?
Yeah, so much.
What is in Reaps' pocket
Right now?
right now?
Fucking. You Lord of the Rings little hobbit nerd.
What is in Reaps' pocket right now?
Did you put it in there?
I sure did. Oh my god! Are you joking? With permission. Reaps was told he couldn't pick this one.
The chat has no idea what's going on. They're like, what did you put in his pocket? For how much?
Oh my god.
It would have been something from the studio.
Is it your phone?
Is it in his back pocket?
Oh, yeah. It's in my back pocket. Yeah.
What is in Reeps' pocket? I'm going to say you put in Reeps' pocket.
Looks around.
What's missing?
I feel like I need some music when we finally reveal this.
Oh, there's no way we're getting this. All right.
Did you have something small on your desk that's not there anymore?
I'll give you 15
Wait.
more seconds.
Yeah.
One of Josh's red frogs.
It's not a red frog.
Damn it.
Do you want to have a crack?
Yeah, sure. Is it my keys?
It's not your keys.
Okay. Do you know where my keys are?
It's in my other pocket. That's for 200. Oh, sorry, 300.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reeps, would you like to reveal what was in your pocket?
Yes, of course.
What a reveal.
One ring to rule them all.
Oh, Peter's wedding ring!
Peter's wedding ring!
I was so nervous about losing. I was like, whatever you do not lose this ring.
I trust you with my ring. I trust you with my ring. So no one got that either. No one got that either.
Nothing
Ticket
for the
to
400.
Fortress Trivia Night. Yes, you get yourself one, Red Herring. Very good.
So good.
It was the One Ring. It was a Lord of the Rings
Damn
reference
it.
as well. It was right there. It's right there. Steph, you just picked that category. Gus, would you like to pick
Okay. Look, I'm gonna roll it back and let's go. I want to stay in World for 100, please, Peter.
one? Okay. Worlds for 100. You got this as a gimme for you, mate. In which game world would you find Anor Londo?
Well, Peter, what is Dark Souls?
It is the game you would find Anor Londo in.
All right.
Congratulations.
Well
Ding, ding,
played.
ding.
Correct.
I'm going for the whole top line.
He's playing Connect 4.
Block him.
Reeves.
Yes. Let's go for. You know what? Let's put ourselves in the deep and let's go items.
Yep.
For 400.
Shit.
Items for 400.
Yeah.
You need to beat chat at this point.
Please just keep
Yeah.
me score of the amount, and Steph is still winning with $300.
Okay. Which item would you need in order to trigger the weapon and purge the galaxy of all sentient life?
Once more from the top.
In which item would
item?
you need in order to trigger the weapon and purge the galaxy of all sentient life?
All sentient life. And this is just from video games?
This is just from video games.
This isn't from your category.
I was going to say. This isn't Reeps. The PC part was on it.
Reeps checks pockets.
Can we go back to the pocket question? Got that one down pat. Of all sentient life. So I'm thinking... There's just so many... There's a lot of sentient life. I'm thinking like Mass Effect, but I don't think it's Mass Effect.
That was where my mind went because I did.
Yeah.
I did
let's all play
annihilate
along.
an
I
entire
totally
race
think it's
by
Mass Effect.
mistake.
I just
what
had
was
no
thinking.
fucking
But
clue.
that was... I don't know what the actual thing is
The
called.
MacGuffin?
I know the Reapers were coming for, the Mass
That
Effect
small
world.
boy? Just take him.
But the name of the item you've got to name.
That's the thing. I don't
But
know
it's
the name
what,
of the
and
item.
also it's what I love working as a team because we all
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's the item that would do it. So it's like whatever
Yes.
the good team are trying to whatever the good guys are like trying to stop or get their hands back on.
That's
it's not
right,
the thing
yeah.
to stop it
Because
it's
the Reapers
thing-
are coming for them, and they need that, like, the cutscene was the same in all of them. That big
The
warmth
big-
effect. Yeah,
Yeah.
warmth effect.
Yeah, but you're right.
He just got red eyes or green eyes at the end. I don't
Michael
know.
Sheen? No, not Michael Sheen. What's
Like,
his
is
name?
it-
Where there was a Sheen, wasn't there?
Yeah, there
It was a Sheen. It was
It's like a
it Martin?
It was
Martin Sheen.
Daddy Sheen.
Daddy
Daddy
Sheen.
Sheen.
Big Daddy Sheen.
Big Daddy Sheen was there.
Is it like, I'm just going to say, like, I'm Burning Hammer, that's from, like, is it like a relay? Is it like a
fucking sounds
relay?
like it.
I'm just going to say
Relay.
relay.
I'll say no, it is not, and it isn't Mass Effect.
Oh, okay.
But it is in a similar vein. It is a science fiction game.
Okay.
Sentient
What are other
life.
science fiction
Oh, you've had to guess.
What's in my pocket again?
Fallout?
It is not in Fallout,
Steph?
and it is not Fallout.
It's the item.
Yep. Which item would you need in order to trigger the weapon and purge the galaxy of all sentient life?
Oh, hang on.
The weapon is fucking Halo.
The weapon is a ring in Halo, and the item that you need to trigger it is...
The special pants, magic pants.
It is
magic-
Master Chief's Magic Pants!
It's the lies.
It is
It's the
called...
key- it's the-
it is a
the
key
cortex-
that's referred to as a key, but it is the activation index.
Index.
The
That's
index.
Cortex.
Oh, that's so fucking boring.
Index.
Halo
Index.
sucks.
And she's off the board.
Take it off the board. No
that
points
was-
for anyone.
The index.
Fuck you all.
Come on.
That's items.
It's the item that you get in the library, like one of the most amazing first-person shooting games of all time.
It's gone.
Big green key.
Yeah.
It's pretty iconic looking.
Lord Phoenix is calling you out. What are you going to say to that?
Imagine for a moment it was
John Halo's
it was Magic Pants. What a fucking game that would be.
I just want to see
He
them.
puts them on.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same
Did
scenario. Did you put the item in the shorty?
Just overalls on as well.
Did you do the item? I sure did. Why are you holding the index?
Chief?
Wearing your pants. I also wrote it in shit on the wall.
Okay. Sadly, no one got that one either. But
curses.
pick that. Steph, you're up.
I'm going to choose world for 300, please.
World for 300. In which video game world would you find Arcadia Bay?
Oh, Life is Strange. Fuck yes.
Well,
Wow.
Got it.
You're on it.
Gus.
I'm going to go items for 100. Thank you, Trebek.
Items for 100. Which item would you need in order to catch them all?
A Pokeball.
You'd need a
I
Pokeball.
like the 100.
Yeah. You're
He's going to get the Connect Four.
Well, I got to cut him
Connect 4's
off.
not going to bring in the win, though.
I got to
You're
cut him off at the 100 of this guy.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you know about Reeps?
Oh, sheesh.
What is Reeps' real name?
Oh, God.
You can just use first name. You don't need to dox yourself fully.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What is Reeps' home address?
Personal address and credit card number with CVV.
What is your mother's maiden name?
Remember those email chains that went around and they got all your personal information? I would never do that. I'd be silly. I would have to go with Pubert Farnsworth. Steven. Steven
is what I have.
Yes.
But Pubert Farnsworth was it here as a side
yeah,
note.
that's my de facto. That's my de facto. Yeah.
Excellent.
Jacques, says Master Puppy.
Steph, a category, please.
Oh, you can take that bottom line.
300 line.
300 line. Then Yahtzee.
Oh, yeah.
You could go all the way
300.
down dialogue.
Yeah.
To connect for.
Oh, that's true. I could do that.
Yeah, we haven't had much dialogue, but dialogue is not a strength of mine.
Steph, we only have so much DMC-free jazz music to play. Quick, pick a category.
We're already in our second loop.
I'll go dialogue for 200.
Dialogue for 200. Here we go. Which video game character said, "What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?"
I don't fucking know.
A fucking gorgeous line.
From the top?
What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?
It sounds Japanese.
It is not Japanese. I'm going to say that straight out of the gate.
Okay.
Born good.
To be,
That-
do
there's
you know what I
a
mean?
lot
Like the nature of good and evil.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
It's
that's
still not-
common themes in fantasy, but like,
It's very hearty. You know what I mean?
It's
a weight to it.
Yeah.
You don't say that in
I'll
Sonic.
give you more. I'll try. I'm not
sounds
going
like
to
a
lead you too
line.
much.
The
but
voice.
it sounds like
Or don't, maybe.
I can't. No, it wouldn't be offensive.
Let me do the
to
voice
be
then.
born good.
Yeah. And okay, let me throw this out there. Lots of creatures are born, not just humans.
Okay.
Beyond good and evil?
It is not the pig from Beyond Good and Evil.
One more time.
What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?
And you said something about creatures?
It is not a human, and it is
Okay.
not a pig.
The thing that said it isn't human.
Correct. But it is red-blooded. It's not a robot or anything like that. It is a creature, but it can speak English well enough to craft the sentence.
Oh.
What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?
I almost slipped into an accent there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
British.
Or I can't remember the actual sound of this character's voice, but it does. It's big and weighty and
The character is?
yeah, and it like sits over you, and it kind of hisses.
What the fuck?
It hisses this
Just
out.
like King K. Rool from Donkey Kong. No, it's not that. I was thinking.
Is it the poo?
Not so far away.
Oh, okay.
Is it the poo in Conker's Bad
Sits over you and hisses.
Imagine the poo said that.
And not far off from King K. Rool and Donkey Kong. It's such a rare game.
It's not a rare game. I think I'm going to give you guys about 15 more seconds. Have a stab.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Have a stab.
Is it
Okay.
a Ratchet and Clank thing?
It is not a Ratchet and Clank thing. Josh is in now. We
That
got to
was
get
good.
Josh on the scoreboard.
That was good. That was good.
But he's
It's
still
gonna
on
ruin my dialogue
zero.
line.
I don't know.
It's Bowser. I don't know.
Sonic.
Nintendo.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe this is a harder one than the next one up, but this was Parthenax from Skyrim. Parthenax.
Oh, okay.
Voiced by? Come on,
I
guys.
think it was Kevin McLeod, right? Not McLeod.
No.
Writing.
Then we did this in another thing.
No,
Parthenax was
it's
voiced by
fucking Mario. Charles Martinet.
Charles Martinet.
Oh,
Really?
Charles Martinet.
I forgot
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
I saw chat got in on it quickly.
Yeah,
Parthonac's pretty classic, but yeah, it is probably the hardest category in here.
What an exciting job for him to be able to flex his voice muscles beyond like, wahoo!
So wait, what did we just ruin? 200.
That was 200 for dialogue.
Okay. Reeps?
Yes.
Let's go 300 dialogue just so that we can go down the queue.
Oh, that was Steph. That was Steph went first on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apologies.
So Gus,
Yeah,
it's your pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, all my lines are gone, so...
Yeah, true.
I'm going to go... Dialogue for 400.
Dialogue for 400.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's really fucking crazy.
Oh, no.
This is the hardest category for sure.
No.
Dialogue for 400. The sun went down with practiced bravado. Twilight crawled across the sky, laden with foreboding. I didn't like the way the show started, but they had given me the best seat in the house. Front row center.
Wow.
Now, Peter,
Yes.
I don't have access to the sheet, so I haven't actually been able to open it.
Yeah.
So I'm not cheating, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Is this, and I haven't played this, obviously, I'm just using complete context clues.
Yeah.
Is it the Rock City crime boss thing? Because it sounds...
It is not, but it is from a game that does... Well, it's not in the same genre, but it is in the same vibe and does it better.
Okay. One more time.
The sun went down with practiced bravado. I don't know what the character sounds like. Twilight crawled across the sky, laden with foreboding. I didn't like the way the show started, but they had given me the best seat in the house. Front row center.
Oh.
And it could be Crime Rock A City.
It's not that.
Oh, no, sorry. As in, like, it's a... Yeah.
It is a it's a crime game.
Yeah.
You're not.
It feels like something that's not obvious. Like it's like a fucking
There are
alligator or
multiple
something.
games in this series.
Oh, okay.
This
That's a
character
big
has been in
clue.
multiple games. And the character... I'm opening up this to all of you now that I'm dropping hints.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The character's name is the title of the game series.
Because I was originally thinking like L.A. Noire, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they do for every mission. Like,
that was like that took things more serious. It didn't lean too hard into the noir.
Max Payne.
It's Max Payne.
Fuck yes.
It's Max Payne.
Monologuing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Constant monologuing.
Because it was the bit like, that they give me the best seat. Yes.
Best seat in the house.
Max Payne 3.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe this was from Max Payne 3.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Well
Okay, well played. Well played.
Well done.
Yeah.
400
Right.
points.
I was stuck thinking GTA, but GTA doesn't have good dialogue.
No.
It's like, it's all,
Let's go
tongue in
bowling.
cheek.
Yep.
Let's go bowling.
Hey, Nickel, would you like to go bowling? Reeps.
Okay, let's get me off the board for 300.
Okay. How much do you know about Reeps?
Not much.
What game did Reeps tweet this about?
Oh, sheesh.
The opening scene is still amazing and horrifying at the same time. You play a lot of horror.
I do.
So I thought it might be tricky for you.
It is tricky for me. I don't remember. Isn't it fun? I always watch those segments where they do like, here's an old tweet, and I'm like, how do you not know the tweets that you did?
Yeah.
I don't know what the frick I'm talking about. Here.
Yeah. That could be any
The
number
opening scene is still amazing and horrifying at the same time.
I've got a guess.
Shoot.
No. This is your category, mate.
That's true.
And I'm on the board.
It's both amazing and horrifying at the same time. Sonic Generations.
What was the most? That was the recent one, wasn't it?
Pardon?
Is that the most recent Sonic one?
I think so.
What was the open world one?
Peggleton. Sonic
Peggleton.
Frontiers?
Was it Frontier?
Oh, is it Frontier? I
What was
don't
the
know
open
the
world
new
one.
Sonic
That
game.
had some
Yeah, whatever
batshit,
that was.
Yeah.
But that was my guess, so I thought
Was this a standalone tweet or was it a reply tweet?
Must have been a reply.
I have a guess because
It wasn't.
No.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have this.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it, but you weren't here. Last of Us?
No.
Oh,
But
really?
you're onto a hook because there is a word in here that's important. The opening scene is still
That's what I was going to say.
amazing and horrifying.
It's a remake or
Oh
something
my
that
God,
he's played
I know what
already.
it is
Amazing.
now. I'm an
Amazing.
idiot. I'm
Horrifying.
An
Quick,
absolute
Steph, get in the
horrifying.
Reeps category. Go.
Amazing, but horrifying, and still horrifying. Amazing.
I'm so disappointed in
Horrifying.
myself. I don't know me at all.
Silent Still.
Still.
Sci-fi.
Dead Space.
Dead Space remake.
Hey.
With the steel. Dead Space remake.
I was going to go down a Resident Evil path.
That's also very
Because
good.
there's been some remakes
Steph.
recently.
Oh, well played.
300
well
dialogue,
played.
you win Connect 4.
That's not how the game
You
works.
gotta take it, right?
No.
Take it.
But I'm not going to get that.
You
I'm not
might.
that confident.
You
Come
might.
on.
It is, I think, the easiest one
Fine, let's
in
do
dialogue, based on the first one being
Look how
hard.
unhappy she is that she's about to win.
Stephanie,
I won't, though.
Stephanie, which video game character said, "Had to be me"? Someone else might have got it wrong.
Fuck, I don't know.
No! Come on! Had to be me.
This is so frustrating.
Someone else might have got it wrong.
You set up these games, and you're like, this is so obvious.
It appeared in the show last week.
Say the line again.
Had to be me. Someone else might have got it wrong.
Appeared in the show last week. Last week, we played game.
I'm gonna give you 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah, you got time.
We'll go to
Work
the
it out.
show.
Hey, no, I'm going back. Had to be me. Someone else would have got it wrong.
Someone else might have got it wrong.
Sounds such a good. That's
That's
such
a
great
good line too.
Had to be me. So no.
You're just being badass and then say that.
In the show
Like
last
a
week?
Like a
parallel path
self-sacrifice
without
bit, you know?
Oh,
like
okay,
that-
yeah. That's probably better. Had to be me.
Like
Someone
in
else
what
would
we've
have got
been
it wrong.
playing?
Chad is going nuts.
It's doing all my
Yeah, no, no, no.
energy. Not
You guys are
all
all
my-
saying
looks, but I haven't seen.
I
But
can't.
Also,
promise
I
I
only
wouldn't
just
do it.
realised chat's behind Peter's shoulder on mine too, and don't look.
You gotta take off the glasses.
Yeah, I'm actively not reading stuff now because had to be me. Someone else would have. Is it Max Payne again? Someone else.
The back-to-back.
It was on the show last week.
It was on the show last week. Literally, the character was on screen and said this line.
What? Oh, in one of the games that we played.
Well,
Thank you, Josh. Okay, not one of the games that we played.
Did we talk about that game?
I'm opening it up to everyone now.
had to be me. Somebody else would have got it wrong.
We also did the
genuinely,
deaths
the nature of this beast
segment.
of making this each week is I don't.
Who was on the show last week?
Steph?
Yeah.
Anacasio?
What segment did we build around Steph Panicasio?
Death.
Yep. Had to be me. Someone else would have got it wrong.
Oh.
Let's say that.
Wait, now.
What was the game? It was characters that have died.
Ready? Ready?
On 3.
No, I don't know.
No, I'm not
I
guessing.
only just remember the game that we were playing.
Steph? I'm going to die.
Oh.
It's not that.
It's
It's
not
not that. It's
It's not
not
that.
that.
Oh.
It's not
It
that.
wasn't that woman from the Spider-Man game. I'm going to die. You know the thing that blows up? That meme? You have to.
Okay.
Had to be there.
Character.
I made all those fucking videos and I can't think of...
I'm just enjoying the
Chad is-
show. I
Chad
have
is
no
screaming.
idea.
Had to be me.
Chad is furious with you.
Oh, no. I'm just going to list the characters that I remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it together because you can take this as a win.
Okay.
Lara Croft,
No.
John Marsden.
No.
James
James
No.
Marsden,
He's still
Brother.
alive.
Yoshi.
No.
Kratos.
Yoshi
No.
died.
You've done all of them but it.
Genuine blank. Like, hang on. Isaac.
I'll try and do it. No. Again.
Isaac. I haven't got it.
The guy from Halo.
No.
You know the guy with the pants? See, it's magical pants.
No.
No, wait,
The one that you said
don't-
was really
don't
great,
help.
but it was also it's just equally boring.
Is it Gears of War?
So close. But only because of the clues that I've given you and the fact that you've danced around it. You haven't been
totally
close
can't
in terms
remember.
of knowing what game it is or character.
I'm trying
Wait, there
to
wasn't a
remember
Gears of War
those.
character.
No, I know. I'm trying to think. So,
Not Gears of War.
Spider-Man, Lara Croft, Kratos,
Yoshi.
Yoshi, Isaac. There were
The Halo
eight.
guy.
What the Halo guy?
Remember there was like the random soldier and we got a POV when he was lying down?
Oh, Noble Six.
Yeah.
No. Trying to help you here, Steph.
We want that board.
Noble Six from Halo Reach. I don't know. Halo songs.
That's a good step for us.
Yeah, it's good.
I can't remember what the song is.
No.
Oh, wait, okay, now we know there's a song. We can work back.
There's a song, a show, and it had to
No,
be
we
me.
were on
Somebody else
it
would
was
have
on
got it
the
wrong.
show. We played clips of everyone dying famously in video games, and then we ranked them. And The Sims drowning in a pool.
Is it The Sims?
Had to be me. Someone else would have put a ladder in this pool.
Steph, who did you try and follow on Twitter after the show?
Steph Panicasio's dad?
Yeah. What was he playing?
Oh, what was he playing?
This is like
he
a
played
mind
The Witcher,
meld segment.
and then he played The Ghost of Tsushima,
And then he
had played
Alien Sex.
Yes, he fucking did.
What?
Oh my god! I'm just
Alien Sex.
Alien Sex. I know that.
You know what it is
Mass
now?
Effect.
Yeah, character.
Oh, fucking Froghead.
Froghead is the answer for 300
We were talking about Mass Effect. Oh my god.
We ranked at the top.
It was Morden.
Morden Solus.
Morden Solus.
No wonder Steph didn't
Is
solve the murders.
Froghead in Mass Effect 3.
I was in Steph's empty head space there, just like,
It's
Like
Ruby.
Inception,
There's an
walking
echo.
on the walls.
You know,
this is so relaxed.
Steph is connected for taking the extra points for the win. But we do have we've got 2 more categories, so we may as well punch them out.
Yeah. Well done.
Gus, your turn.
Sure, I'll take items for 200.
Items
please,
for 200.
Alex.
Which item would you need in order to open the door of time?
Oh, an ocarina.
You'd need the ocarina.
Fuck yeah.
I never would have got that.
You sure would.
I'm gonna have so much money to spend at the gift store.
And Reeps will give you the last question, which is world for 200. In which video game would you find Lavender Town?
Lavender Town. What?
Oh, fucking Josh. We don't need
A town of lavender.
A town of lavender. Maybe we'll throw this one to Josh.
Yes, Josh.
I could have it make a little pattern.
Well, I'm not on. I'm not on
deserves
the
it.
on the board, but it's.
Josh can play
it's,
for chat.
It's Pokemon.
It is Pokemon. It is Pokemon. It is the Kanto region. Lavender Town is where the mausoleum is, and you go and find ghosts.
There's a mausoleum in Pokemon.
There sure is, and it's in Lavender Town. That was the Rizz quiz.
Hey, let's check the scores, because I know someone was keeping score of money. So if we didn't get 200...
I believe Liz Dahlia had...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steph taking the night with $1,200.
Well,
Gus on
I don't deserve
900.
it. I don't
Reeps
deserve it.
300.
Yeah.
Oh, and Swifty 2.
How did you get
And we,
1,200?
and we just collect that money after, yeah?
I just chose. I chose some
That'll be at the door
expensive
on the
ones
way.
early on.
Have you seen that Simpsons quote where like Marge is in the negatives and like Trebek's like, "You said you knew the rules, Marge. Where's the money?" Anyway, sorry.
That's like
The Rizz quiz could come back.
I like the Rizz quiz.
I like the Rizz quiz.
I
That's
like
a
it
lot
too.
of fun.
I like it
Trivia.
too.
Yeah.
We should add more rules now. We've run it once.
Yeah. And we can change the.
I would
person
like to
driving as
add a
well.
gift store to spend money afterwards. I feel like that's
Okay,
crucial.
that's cool.
yeah.
You can buy gifts at the
But
gift store.
it does the whole showcase thing.
We
like
need
that.
to invent.
And you'll need that while you're on holiday in Bali.
Chat got
M&Ms?
1,400 apparently. Chat got 1,400.
Yeah.
Chat basically
Yes.
got
They're such
everything straight away.
liars.
But they're
Chat
a
got
hype. They're a
Yeah.
hype one.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a Rizz quiz.
We need to invent a game that is challenging for Peter, but one that he won't instantly win.
I think if someone else hosted the Rizz quiz,
I would have, definitely.
I feel like there's the chance to, actually put in some real brain scratches.
Particularly if all the questions are about rapes.
But then that.
None about Halo.
Yeah.
I didn't even know myself. What?
It's okay. The game is it's the Rizz quiz, but the Peter only gets to answer questions about what's in people's pockets.
Really have to stop trying to push Peter out of these trivia rounds. We'll just make hard questions
It's
for him.
because he's too good.
No, I'm not good at this. I reckon this would be fair.
He's so humble.
That was the Rizz quiz, and this is an ad break.
Who's that Pokemon?
Hold it. Is that really the controller you're going to game with?
Well, sure. Haven't you heard? This one's got all the famous buttons. Circle, triangle, square, X, and more.
Well, there's gaming, and then there's gaming in style. Here, try this.
WeAreRobots. Well, it certainly looks amazing, but what makes it more edgy than my PS Edge back home?
We'll take a guess. How many kills in Call of Duty do you typically get with your regular controller?
Well, I suppose 3.
That's right. And now guess how many kills in Call of Duty you'll get with this WeAreRobots themed controller.
I mean, 4?
Higher.
7?
Guess again.
Well, it couldn't be 9.
It's exactly 9.
Well, that's a KD ratio I could get behind. But hang on. What's the catch?
There's no catch. WeAreRobots can improve all of your favorite gaming statistics simply by making you look way cooler and implanting you with nano components through thumbstick injectors for robot-like response times.
What the fuck?
We are robots, we are legion. One of us, one of us.
Guys, guess what week it is? Okay, but there's a lot of games coming out this week, so we'll get to that. First up, from the creators of Monument Valley, Desta: The Memories Between. It's turn-based tactics with unique relationships and a unique ball game. Fight demons and solve puzzles in the beautifully nightmarish The Last Case of Benedict Fox. The Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak DLC lands this week. Velocity Noodle is probably the best title for a video game ever. It's a platformer where you'll master the art of lightning-fast noodle delivery. I don't know why, but I thought you'd be playing as a noodle. Is that weird? You're an investigator who breaks all the rules in Detective Sim's Shadow of Doubt. Action RPG Strayed Lights features a score from celebrated video game composer Austin Wintory. Save the Ark in the cyberpunk action roguelite Ark Runner. Try your hand at money laundering and Welcome to Goodland. And they say that video games don't teach you anything. And finally, the force is with us this week as Cal Kestis returns to stand against the darkness in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Except we know he's not going to stand, he's going to be doing sick flips and shit. How many flips are you doing? I don't care what you've been playing, just type how many flips below, please. Gus Ronald!
Can I sleep with my Pokemon? Welcome back! It's me, Gus Ronald, shitting myself, apparently. Thank you for that, Will, I should say, for making those wonderful little Pokemon things. Thank you so much for everyone who sent in words from our sponsors this episode.
Multifish.
Multifish made them?
Yeah.
Pokemon, sorry, that's not by Will.
No.
Fuck yeah.
That's a word from our sponsor.
That's Multifish?
That's Multifish's word from the sponsors.
Should have paid more attention during the dress rehearsal, shouldn't I? Thank you to Multifish.
It was me!
I'm so sorry. I thought Will was making those.
Yeah, no, because we had a conversation about the fact that usually the word from our sponsor is one thing, but we had to
The
split
reason
it
it came
up.
up was Will was like, yeah, how are we going to play these out? And it's like, just let them own a whole ad break. Yeah.
Multifish, that is amazing. Thank you so much. And also thank you to WeAreRobots for sponsoring us as well. We saw your ad there. We saw all your wonderful products. Go check out WeAreRobot or War and all their amazing custom controllers. We also saw the game plan there and a couple of great games coming out, including, oh my God, Jedi Survivor. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be good. People are saying good things.
I just have memories of chat, emotionally getting me through those boss fights and me being so...
There's a tiny little bit of Cal Kestis' lightsaber in the back of your shot, Steph.
And there's a tiny little bit of A. Timothy in the game plan because they sponsor it. Thank you so much for sponsoring the game plan. A. Timothy, we reach out to A. Timothy every week and say, what game are you going to be playing out of that list? And this week, A. Timothy perused. It's perused. Peruse is a hard word to read.
Peruse?
Peruse.
I mean, it's a lot of
Can
similar
we have a
words.
shot at reading it?
No.
On the couch?
No. Now that I see it, it's not that hard to read. That said, A. Timothy perused the game plan offerings and instead of picking one, told us Desta was his pick, but he didn't say why he chose it. Because we asked why and decided not to.
Yeah, sometimes he gives me a little, a spiel. He's like, I was going to choose this one, but I chose that one. Or I've decided to shun your list and pick a different one. And this time he was just like...
Shunned it again. But yeah, so they picked Desta, and Steph has written here, he didn't say why he chose it, because he's a mystery like that. And quite frankly, we don't deserve to know.
We don't deserve to know.
Keep your mysteries to yourself, A. Timothy, but keep your patronage coming on in. All right, it's time to move on with the last segment of the show, and it's one of my personal favorites because I get to win it every time. It's challenging times.
So good.
New.
He snipped him.
Amazing.
Oh my God!
What was that?
Sometimes when I walk past Will's desk, I see him just like cutting random things out in Photoshop or whatever the like graphic software he uses, and I'm like, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?" And then he's like, "No, I'm integrating 3D assets into the title cards."
The funny one was when I think he was working from home, but he was remoting into the desktop here.
Yep.
So I walked past the office, like the PC in the office, and I just saw like a cube of jelly on a plate, and I was like, "What is that?"
It was a cube of flesh.
The joke paid off later. I can't remember what it was.
It was like a cube of meat. Something about a cube of meat.
Yeah.
Chad will remember. We don't remember all the things that Will makes here, but they're all wonderful.
Meat cube.
It was a meat cube. Something to do with that. Challenging Times is brought to us by Nicrotex. Thank you so much, Nicrotex, for sponsoring Challenging Times. And as we do every week,
Horse
when there's a horse flesh, it was horse flesh. Of course. Nicrotex, nothing to do with horse flesh, but we do like to delve back, like you were talking about earlier, into some of Nicrotex's tweets from earlier on and read them out and just get a little snapshot of what Nicrotex was thinking at that time. And this time happened to be in 2022. And Nick Belling tweeted, "I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it into words. Coles is Android, Woolworths is iPhone. It's just how it is." I thought that was really deep, but I also didn't understand it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there.
I don't think there is a lot to unpack.
Okay.
I think it is idiot science of going, Woolworths has an apple as its logo.
Yeah.
No.
Literally.
I think it's like people who go to Woolworths think they're better than people who go to Coles, but actually it's no better.
It can work in both ways.
It could be its apple.
No, it's not the apple. It's the people that have like they have a superiority
It's trying to be
complex.
smart.
Yes, they do.
But
I
it is
go
literally
here.
the connection.
Yeah.
What's Aldi?
Coles makes sense.
Linux?
Is
Yeah.
simple. Is unglamorous. Is under fluorescent lights. You just go in there and get out. There's no like.
Maybe a controversial opinion.
Yeah.
I found the opposite to be true. It's Coles people that are way more elitist. And,
Really?
And like they're really culty compared to
Josh-
Woolworths.
Oh,
goers,
it's the Curtis
so-
Stone
Oh,
effect.
you would say that,
Curtis
Josh.
Stone
Listen,
Yeah.
You would say that. If you say anything
I'm a
more,
proud Woolworths
No,
man.
Josh, I don't
what
agree
can
with you
say?
entirely. And if you don't agree with me, I'm taking you down, prices down.
Prices down.
Oh,
You
my
can't
goodness,
beat
those
a
ads.
Coles campaign.
Yeah.
No.
Joshua.
Very good.
It's the Costco people who are elitist,
yeah,
apparently.
exactly.
Right.
So thank you to Nicrotex for that little pearl of wisdom there as well, or just something to get an argument started. All right, Challenging
He
Times.
refuses to elaborate, and I think that's fair.
Challenging Times is a segment where I challenge you guys to beat a time that I have set in a video game of my choosing. And we thought because Jedi Survivor is coming out tomorrow, we should find something Star Warsy. And there is no better game in the Star Wars catalog, in my personal opinion, than Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Terrible title, great game. Because this segment, we are calling Josh... Challenging Times. That's right. Now this is Challenging Times indeed. We are going to
I hate
get
that.
you guys. You hate that? Then you're going to hear more of it. We are going to each take it in turns to do 3 laps of the opening Tatooine course in Episode 1 Racer using some mapped N64 controls onto a Xbox controller. This is not easy, folks.
This will go smoothly, I'm
We're also
sure.
going to do it with a bit of lag, but you're all going to have to pick Anakin, little Annie, and his pod there that they have to buy, trade. What's he want to do?
While we're on tweets, there's a great tweet going around, and it's Jedi Accountant. It says here that Qui-Gon bought one child on Tatooine. That can't be right. He buys a child.
He does. He buys a child, but he gives Watto the racer
And the credits.
Well,
will be
but
fine.
people are
they won't.
No, they won't.
It's because people are slaves, right? On this.
So that makes it
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I'm saying that, but
a child slave.
slaves typically could be bought and sold. That's like how it worked in Roman times and
Run the
on
sound again.
Tatooine.
Turn her off. Challenging Times. All right, so Peter, you're heading to the Bunta training course. Bunta training course.
That is right, slaves
Bungo.
are people.
True.
And you're going to do your very best to set
you
that. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not pro.
my time is actually up there. I am AAA, as is most people who enter
Steph,
their
right?
initials. Steph?
Steph is... Yeah.
Sorry, this thing was falling.
All right.
Cool.
I've set my time there at 57
Sorry, I muted Gus when I was trying to unmute Steph. Sorry.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
the way it should be.
I think
Wheels are
that's-
falling off.
All right, my time is up there as the best lap time.
Is so fucking
We've picked the grossest controller as well.
Oh, gross. And like this stick is like falling out of its socket.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at the guy blaming his tools before he's even had a run around the course. Peter, you need to beat, let's just say 57 seconds for a single lap. You're going to get 3 laps.
No.
There's
a whole 625,000th of a second there.
I'm going to write that down because I'm not going to remember
dickhead.
it if and well someone
You won't need to, because after this, it'll say best lap, 54 seconds, pet.
Ass. Okay, what have I got there? 57.625. All right. Uno no pagino to the Peter, or whatever the hell he says. All right, give it a go. And laps 5.
How do I give it a go?
Wait, hang on. Can you go back? That should not be 5.
It says 3. Oh no, that says 5.
Yeah.
That says 5 down the bottom.
There we go. 3?
I don't know what I'm doing. This is delayed as fuck.
There we go. 3. Yeah.
Wow.
This is laggy as shit.
Oh no.
That's all fine. We can account for that. Like
not good.
Like a second?
Like a whole second.
Yeah, that's fine. That's how I did it.
But we'll all be.
That's pod racing, baby.
There's no delay
Now
over there.
this is challenging times. Peter, take it away.
All right, let's do it. How do I go?
We'll all be working with the same delay.
Can I get some sound on delay, please?
Let's get some crunchy N64 sound. Now,
How do I go?
As usual, huh?
How do I go?
A or X or whatever Xbox is to boost.
It's either A or X, or it could be B.
He's
it's
off.
A.
Now,
okay.
the things you want to remember
It's
here, Pete.
pretty unplayable. I'm not going to lie, the
No,
latency
you work into it. You
is
get into it.
unplayable.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah, look at that. Fantastic.
Everyone
playing
starts
it.
off pod racing like
No,
this.
perfect.
This is
It's
Anakin's
unplayable.
first.
I'm going to go up there because it's actually unplayable.
All right. Take the controller with you. He's off the couch. That means he's off mic as well. So I'm just watch out. You got a really long dongle there. Don't.
We need to now.
We need to. Now this is latency. That's a good point. What Peter will be learning as he drives his little pod racer along is that it's one button to accelerate, and then
Could be X, could be Y.
X, could be
We
A.
just don't know.
When that fills up, you'll see a little boost. If you let go and then repress that button, you will get a boost, and the longer you hold that, your engines will start to overheat with a beep, beep, beep,
So you
beep,
gotta
beep.
like get off.
But wait 1 second and then press.
I'm gonna do it all here. I'm doing it live.
Also, your right thumbstick, if you left and right it, you'll turn your little pod racer up on the side so you can go through that cool little sweet gap in the canyon at the end. If you flick that forward and backwards, I think you change your controls. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys this, and as well as everyone at home, is as is tradition with challenging times, we're also asking you guys to set a time as well. So if you guys can get your hands on the game, what I will say is there's like multiple N64 emulator versions of it that are in browser form.
Oh.
So there's that.
I missed all of this. Oh, so it's okay. A to go.
He's off and racing.
And then what was the other stuff?
So Peter's holding A to accelerate, and then once you're seeing down there on the right, if he stays on the middle of the track, which is not going off to either of the sides, he can then let go and quickly re-tap A to get a boost.
What's the overheat?
That's your engines heating up because he's boosting too much. So you want to let go just before that point of boosting.
Holy shit, he's going
Jesus, Peter. Now let's see how you go through the little gap up here. It's a really tricky part. You don't want to blow up. I didn't decide to go up on the side, so no star points. But as we all know, star points don't mean a thing in challenging times. It's not challenging styles.
Right.
All right. So
yeah,
there we
but
go.
like audience accolade, I would say more valuable.
Oh, you reckon there's a fan favorites?
Yeah.
For the win? So it's heating up, and...
Come on, Chad, it's gonna be me.
Oh, he's lost an engine! He's lost an engine, which means...
I wasn't watching that.
Now this is pod racing.
I think I'm fucking right.
So one...
so is he gonna go slower now?
I think he's got to repair. Josh, did we work out how to repair? Nah. I don't
Then I
think
can't
so.
repair.
Can't repair. Press some other buttons. See. Oh, no!
People like push the repair
You're fine.
button.
You're fine.
That's fine.
If you believe it, it's possible.
Okay, I feel like Pete gets one restart just out of the fact that...
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
So that's what happens if you do overheat.
I also can't hear the game over here, so I didn't know I was about to blow up.
You also forgot to go there, but yeah, you'll be listening for the beeps.
So competitive.
You died.
I mean, those sound effects are so good.
Do you want me to make the sound effects, Peter, for you?
Yeah, if you could just scream them.
Yep.
That actually helped because I did not know I was burning up.
Just use the visual cues. It literally says at the bottom
Yeah,
left.
but I'm looking at the road, mate. That's what the audio is for.
Oh, then Pete, don't look, feel. Don't feel, think, and whatever else.
Use the force, Pete.
This is going to get tiring quickly. And then if you use the right thumbstick and you push it either left or right, Pete.
Right thumbstick?
Yep, left or right as you go through here. Go! Hey!
Nice.
Style points.
How many laps?
You get to.
Kathunk.
Okay.
There's a bad sound that just happened.
Do you think this scene in the film Phantom Menace was the most memorable, or do you think it was the Darth Maul fight?
We were talking about it the other day,
Yeah.
and funnily enough, it really holds up. Like where the film fails from other scenes, like the pod racing scene is just a
It was
standalone
thrilling.
hot rod race in the middle of a film that controversial opinion, I actually think it's great, the film. Like, yes, it did weird things for the franchise, but like, as a kid, I watched it when I was pretty young. I loved everything that was happening.
I think most of us did. I think most of us enjoyed it when we saw it in the cinema, and then later we're like, meh.
And then you get 2 more films made with like a ton of CG and a weird character interactions between like a bunch of tennis balls on sticks.
I don't really remember what happened in the other 2 films, bar like weird romantic shit.
I remember a purple lightsaber. That's what I remember. You
remember
and
what?
Samuel L. Jackson with that purple lightsaber going,
and Flippy Yoda.
Yeah, Flippy Yoda, yeah.
I think Samuel L. Jackson like requested that too. And like, if you are, let's be honest, if you're George Lucas, a creative genius, but probably not like the strongest character in front of Samuel L. Jackson being like, make it purple, and him being like, okay.
All right.
Like, I wouldn't question Samuel L. Jackson on anything. Peter is actually really showing some true form here, and he's doing very well. I'm a little worried I might have to hand my trophy.
I don't know how to not
be awesome.
All right, flick the right thumbstick forward once. There you go.
Oh,
now
yeah.
is pod racing. I do remember playing in this view a lot. Like, I was genuinely like loving the film.
Oh my god!
Now you're doing great, mate.
This is motion sick.
And the last lap is where the music kicks in as well. All right, don't forget to go sideways through here, Pete. Ready? And... Oh,
what do you do to go sideways?
The right thumbstick, left or right. I totally set him up for that, by the way. I just knew that was going to happen. I think he's done a pretty good lap somewhere in there, though.
Nah,
so.
I did a 58.
All right. Beep, beep, beep. This game totally holds up.
Third person.
Blow up engine over the lap. On the line. Go, go, go.
Oh, wow.
43.
50. Yeah, I won. I'll put that down just under mine, Pete.
It's well played.
Because it's slower than mine.
Yeah.
Work out, and I never did. So you're pushing forward, or you're holding A to go, right? And you're moving. Just hold the left thumbstick forward as well, and navigate around. When the boost thing comes up, hold it. You have to like release A and then boost again.
Okay.
I couldn't work out how to get rid of the warning. Get rid of the boost. I think it's literally you need the audio cues.
I think it's just let go again and tap.
I think you can just release A and hit it again. But it was hard to tell when I'd stopped burning up. So I spent some time there at like half speed because I'd let go of A entirely for a couple of seconds.
So are you holding down to boost?
Hold forward and hold A to go.
Yeah.
Do that the whole time.
Yeah.
But then when the boost meter gets to the top and it says A to boost,
yeah.
Go tap A again and keep
let
holding.
Go of accelerator, tap it again to initiate boost, and then when you're just about to burn up, let go and tap again to go back to regular acceleration.
So you hold it to boost.
It's the limitations of the N64 having 2 buttons. Yes. So it was basically saying use 1 button to accelerate.
How many seconds would you say typically you would boost for? 1, 2.
Till it starts going. Till it starts going. But you can't do that because that's happening 4 seconds. You're hearing that 4 seconds after your engine blew up.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying like an approximation.
This is challenging times.
Based on your memory.
This
isn't easy times. This isn't capable times.
We need to challenge ourselves
like
time.
4 seconds?
Sure. Up you go. Good luck.
From memory, I'm trying to rack my brain to...
so I always never lose.
Okay.
But
I'm trying to wrap my brain to remember which button was to repair.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you hold down right bumper to repair.
Or the C stick.
The C stick.
The old C
no, but
stick.
the C stick was the
second
C-pad.
it was C-pad. It's the 4 yellow button.
Oh, funny. My time's still up there. What's that about? All right. Good luck, Steph. Josh is sitting here like absolutely like sweating nostalgia. He's like, I really want to play this because I booted up and the loading screen came up. He's like, I remember all of this. All right. Good luck, Steph. Good luck setting a time here on...
Are there 3 traffic lights, and can I get a boost if I go after the second one?
No boost, I believe, but there are the traffic lights. Here they go.
It's like the Mario Kart, you can get that boost on too.
Well,
that'd be great.
Oh, shit.
I think so.
And so what you want to do is stay on the road and then push your left thumbstick forward. And there it is. So now let go and tap accelerator again. And then you've got to keep holding it on that second one.
Oh my god.
You're good.
Oh, I forgot. I let go of A again. Damn
So
it.
push forward with the left stick. Yep.
Yeah.
Always be pushing forward with the left stick,
Oh,
basically.
that's so weird.
And, but also always be holding A. And now tap A.
And now you're starting
Always
to burn.
be holding,
Always be holding, always be tapping.
Now you're
Now
beeping. Now
release.
probably release and go back to regular acceleration. Nailed it.
Nice.
Oh,
Yep, that was good. That was a good transition. That's where very
She
smooth.
hasn't lost any speed.
Very smooth.
She's still going at
Chaos method.
Yeah, that's where I was
6,000
getting
space
Nelly.
miles. Oh god, oh god.
Oh, Lord. That's okay. You forgot your car keys. Go back.
How do you do it? I'm going backwards.
You go to the McDonald's drive-thru.
Is there reverse?
3.10,
This is
3.10.
So I should also say,
You said left or right to the thumbstick.
No, left or right to the
You
left
said
or right
left
to
or
the
right.
the right thumbstick.
Now she only has to set one.
I know, so you had to, and you've got a big warning
There
on
you
your
go.
broken.
Now you
So I have to
Set-
take my thumb off A to do the thumbstick?
You do, yeah.
So
That's fucking dumb.
It is
Video games
dumb.
are stupid back then.
Steph does the most entertaining runs in any version of these as well.
Especially when like going down swearing and they're just hitting a wall.
Spinning out.
Yeah.
That classic,
This is dumb.
that classic Jake Lloyd line from the film. This is fucking dumb.
He never became Darth Vader after that.
So
It was
now
just
your
like,
boost is going up, and you'll see in the bottom left your engines are starting to heat up.
Your engine's exploded.
All right, and you're off.
I think that was the wall.
And away we
that
go.
did
Oh, yeah, that might be.
So if you tap the right thumbstick forward,
Just tap it?
yep,
Yeah,
just
push
flick
it. Push it up to the top, the right thumbstick.
Now flick it again.
And again.
There you go. That's
okay.
that's probably my desired view, I would say.
Oh.
I think,
yeah,
I
okay.
think a little bit back is
So
always
Reeps is
nice.
learning from everyone's mistakes.
I
here.
am.
Yeah.
Wait for the worst run ever.
Good news is you're coming first, Steph. Yeah, Godfather pointing out in chat, you're still coming first.
Yeah.
Man, this game totally holds up though.
One of
Like
one is
I
still
played
one.
so
And
much
release.
of this.
Yeah.
Nice. Good timing on the temp.
That worked perfectly.
Were you always Anakin when you played this?
I think I was because I liked the film, and all the other ones were just like
He's going.
silly
No one's going around being
designs.
Sebulba.
This one literally looked. All right, good luck, Steph.
I'm scared to boost.
Don't look at the gap. Look at not the gap.
Look at the gap and aim for it. That's the easiest way.
Those things should not be able to reverse. I'll just be honest. Like space physics be damned.
Third time I will get the gap.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got a whole nother lap.
But you're doing good dodging the rocks. And yeah, famously, in the film, there's like no John Williams score for most of the pod race. It's just sound design. It's
Oh.
Did the
it's
lap
just
start?
engines.
Did
It's
the lap
just
start?
The
lap
all
started-
that.
Oh.
And then the last lap,
I
the
think
music
so.
kicks in. So that's what happens in the game. Final lap, a little bit of orchestral jazz gets you
That's
going.
nice. They did well. I mean, of course, it'd be like the memory location that
Yeah,
you can't put
totally.
too much in.
Yeah.
Well, I did. We were playing the PC version as well, which
getting
was
to
crashing
hold
on
the
us.
thumbstick.
There's a button in the PC version just for Anakin calls,
Boost.
Oh, really?
which there isn't on the N64 because that cartridge could not hold
What does
any.
he say? Like, this is just like the swamp rat. What's the famous?
That's from the original. That's
Yeah.
like this is like targeting womp rats in my T613.
Yeah.
13?
T16.
T16
Gotcha.
Beggars Canyon. Good luck,
Beggars
Steph.
Canyon back home. Here we go.
Remember to push the right thumbstick left or right to go sideways. That'll help. Oh god.
I went in with confidence though, right?
Oh no, yeah, you
totally
fucking gunned it. Yeah.
You totally did.
And you started doing a tilt.
All right, we just need to
Now
go
this is
underneath
where
this bridge.
go full boost the whole way because you can blow up over the line and still
Fuck
get your
these
time.
rocks.
So just ready, go full boost and tap and just hold it. Just burn up over the line. Through the gap, through the gap, through the gap, through the gap. Hey,
Well
well
played.
done.
Well
That last lap was pretty good. 110.
110, 88.
And it was from a standing start as well. That was good.
You could feel the paddock leading up to the gap. It's like, and slap. Well done. If I'm going to come up with another trophy for most entertaining runs, because both this and the Call of Duty one you did are my favourite moments.
That's what I'm doing, just
jumping
press
off
A.
before it started.
These are always like older
Great.
games as well that I've like
Stars.
that I have
Alright.
no experience.
Muscle memory of or anything.
Yeah.
Totally.
Getting in the zone.
My first
Alright.
console was an Xbox 360.
Reaps, good luck.
Thank you.
You've seen all the things we've done wrong.
Yeah.
Well, these
so
two.
I can't wait to emulate them
Good luck.
and pretend that I didn't see them.
Forward on the thumbstick and A at the same time.
Okay.
I kept
Just
every time I had to let go
working
of
it
one.
through.
Good.
Okay,
This is
good.
smooth already.
Yeah.
Good boost.
There's that boost. Waiting for the overheat.
Like
No,
butter.
he didn't even let it get that
I'm
bad.
scared.
Holy hell.
I'm just making sure that
Yeah,
the
you're just
suspension's
testing.
You're just
working
doing
well.
that thing that drivers, they warm up the wheels.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
warming
yeah.
up the poles.
Yeah, just
like
trying
an
to
F1
Tokyo
driver,
drift, guys. No
For
drifting in this game. Where do I get the items?
No banana skins, unfortunately, in Tatooine. Multifish, my sister has a 50.2 record on the same console, though. So everyone else...
52?
50.2
Wow.
seconds. And
Wow.
yeah, let us know if anyone's playing this or like wants to post a screenshot later on.
Coming up to the
Have a crack
tiny
yourselves
hole.
and post screenshots. And
We're doing the practice mode. If you do the... Oh, here we go.
Oh, I got to hold
You
it,
did
sorry.
a little...
You did a little
you
I
did
didn't know
little
you had to
nervous.
hold it. I'm sorry.
No.
I thought it was a tap.
You're through.
That was great.
You just gently rolled it
And
up.
this is
these
lap
rocks.
1 of 3.
Fuck those rocks.
Fuck those
Screw
ones.
'em.
Means they're not there for the next laps, I think. Unless they are.
Nah, I think they respawn every lap.
Little
Is
Jawas
this
come out,
that's
put
a
them
tap,
back
isn't
down.
it?
All right, over you go. Now... Oh, the sound
Yeah, that was
effects.
real good. That was a great 111.
111. That's good. Nice warm up. Tiny hole.
Yeah, nice.
So I think if you're on boost and then you roll off the track, it cancels it as well. So that's like an automatic.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah, sure.
some of the later tracks had like insane shortcuts in this game where not only were they really good shortcuts, but it was just, you spent the time like F-Zero-Xing just trying to keep your eye on a road or the path in front of you.
And I think like it's so hard to just like hard push the left stick the whole time. Like you kind of
Yeah.
instinctively want to not be doing that.
Yeah, I don't think that was in the... Oh, was it in the game on the N64
And I would
controller?
lose my boost meter every time I let go of it.
Coming up to the gap. Is he going to go sideways? Let's find out.
It all went
He's
sideways.
side.
It all went a little sideways there.
NJ posted
Do you
a
have to
photo
go
show chat.
sideways? Because if you're going slow enough,
you don't
you
need
get
to.
through it.
You don't
So,
need
I think it's more for
if you
style
line it up
points.
well, then you're okay.
Yeah.
It's what they do in the movie, didn't they?
Yeah, but I feel
Yeah.
like
Josh
Yes.
is definitely going up for a run after
I
this.
feel like
I can
Gus is
have to.
sabotaging people by forcing the weird tricks through the gap.
Don't do your tilt. You just follow, trust in the force on this lap.
Follow your heart.
Trust in the force, okay.
Trust in the force.
Believe in yourself.
It's a place to start.
Oh, I
Okay,
don't
let's
trust.
a little
Okay,
less
that's
force.
okay. That's what
Trust
I'm
in
trying
someone
to-
else. I don't think yourself's working here.
Yeah. Use the power of the
Hitting
secret.
Guys,
Hitting
this
up,
is
hitting up.
Podracing. Calm down. It's all good. Look at this.
Yeah, use the secret.
Wow.
Look at this form. That was a good run.
Reeps, what's wrong? You switched off your targeting computer.
Reeps, what's wrong? You're swerving over the track like a maniac.
This is Red Baron.
Good. Just checking every side of the track, making sure all
yeah,
is
just
there.
making sure.
Here it is, folks.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
I mean, kind of. You know, I'll go with that. That's fine.
All right,
Nice.
now here's where you
Oh,
want to
you
just
just
do
wanna
your final
burn it,
boost
yeah.
to the end. So
Crushing
burn
it,
out. I'd
crushing
say
it.
from like
Burn
now,
and blow
hit
up.
that boost and stay on the track.
Burn and blow up.
Burn and blow up. Ready and go. Oh, you
Okay.
got it. There it is. You gotta hold
it's
it. Hold
just
it. Hold it.
I'm holding.
There we go.
Holding.
Hold.
Burning.
Hold.
Okay, all right.
58,
All right. I'll take
Nice.
that. That's nice. That's nice.
Very good.
Well done.
Huge.
58-9.
Was that a little nippier than mine? What was mine? 58 something.
You were 58-4-3.
There you go.
So bloody close.
Nice.
Bloody close. Josh,
I learned a
Here
lot from
comes-
you. I learned a lot.
care to show us how it's done?
Josh.
Let me.
Josh,
I'll jump up
Josh,
and
Josh.
flick cameras, mate.
Pete's gonna go back into his old job. Did you play a lot of this, Josh?
I feel like I did.
The confidence starts to like, you know what? I think I played a little bit of it.
It'll be a bit easier.
Oh, I could have got 316. That would have been
Upright, yeah.
perfect. That would have been so on brand.
I've talked a big game.
A little part of me is
This
still
is a
sweating it
little
out here, being
worrying
like, oh,
now.
thank God no one's been like, there's the confidence you bring into it.
How
but
many
now it's-
times did you do it to set
Just
the
the
time?
once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well played.
I played a lot of this game.
Yeah.
Same with GoldenEye.
Really?
I just picked games that I enjoyed playing a lot.
Remember
Yeah.
GoldenEye and you had Odd Job
And he was
you
small
just
and
used to
hard
shoot
to
over
hit.
him.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were
man.
doing a run to see if you could get to the end of the dam level the fastest. So
Oh,
we were
that's
just doing
cool.
that.
That's a great challenge.
And people set some insane times and sent in clips of them doing it really, really well.
Yeah.
Things like getting shot in the back by a guard would propel you forward. Wild.
I'm
Wild.
not a speed racer by any means. Well, not this type of racer, but speed racer racing in general, but I can watch those like videos for days because they're so interesting how they break the whole system.
I don't really watch a lot of speed runs, but I've seen a lot of people do like Destiny 2 raids.
Yeah.
Where they've found ways to kind of glitch through walls and stuff to bypass whole sections.
Some of these turns, Josh has got the feathered touch.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if the pressure's going to hit him right on the gap coming up here, but let's see.
Are you
if
going
he
for
can,
style points?
No,
just all right.
46 seconds. He's off track, but like he's been conserving his boosts and only using them on dead street. He's doing it now.
Oh my.
Was he going to beat? I know.
Holy shit. Overheat. Oh my gosh.
That's true. If you go over at boost, watch his turns. He did one through the canyon, Beggar's Canyon, I'm assuming.
There's no begging in this run.
Damn right. Oh, we're a casting duo. Here we go. Josh is heading up. He's down past the Tuscan Raiders. Anyone want to give? There it is.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the Tuscan.
That's where that came from.
You know that? Yeah.
The Tuscan Raiders up on the sand dunes.
I know, but that was a very mixed rendition.
There was a Chewbacca in there.
Look at
that turn. Oh shit.
Man, he's barely touching
them
walls.
Yeah, but look at it's this bit where the pressure.
Okay, here we go.
Through twice.
DRS.
Oh no. That's all right. That's a speed rock.
For speed.
He's going.
So you can
He's potting like a man possessed.
If you are in a situation where you need to repair, do you
hold the
repair
right
while
bumper.
you're racing?
Oh, now he knows the
You can,
repair. Oh, it's a new record!
Holy shit!
Now it's just adding insult to injury.
Now he's just racing against himself, reluctantly crouched at the starting line. Engines pumping.
We need to get some cake for this.
Oh my god. He's doing it.
Wow.
It's working.
A master at work.
That's a good trick.
You got to go for the style points on the last one. You've already got the
come on,
record.
Josh, you got
go
the
for
time.
style points.
Yeah, of course.
He's just checking his feeling out.
Wow. Don't listen to anyone, Josh. You just do your own thing. It's working.
Don't listen to Steph by that means. All right. Now style.
This is the effect you have on
went
people.
for the winner's cam.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Oh, now he's just showing us.
Right thumbstick.
Yeah, left and right.
That's great, kid.
I
Don't
don't
get
think
cocky.
It's left. You have to move it left or right to do it on the right thumbstick. It's super unintuitive.
Just finish the race like that.
Great
Take
shot.
out all
1 in
the-
a million.
Oh, look at this, just showing off now. How good. Oh, blow up over the line. Blow up over the line. Do it.
Yes.
Whoa.
Go down in a blaze of glory.
The only way you know how.
Not into the line. 53-91, Joshua.
Wow. Did you play a lot of this game, Josh?
I feel like I did, but like as I've said before, at least when talking about the stuff with you guys, is my first. Oh, thank you.
Oh, the cup.
Hey.
The
first gaming console that I ever sort of had of my own was a PS2. So like, it was only ever at mates' places that had 64s and that sort of thing that I had to go on it. But
when were you?
I am a bit of a motor racer sort of fiend.
How old are you?
29.
He's too old to be a Jedi.
93, baby. Yeah.
He's too old to be trained.
Awesome. Man, you're awesome.
Insane.
Well done.
To complete his training.
Well done. Josh is now the holder of the Challenging Times Cup until the next Challenging Times.
Don't you lose that.
There it is.
You can put frogs in that, Josh.
If you want to try and set a better time than Josh, you won't win the cup, but you'll win our praise and glory if you post the time somewhere on our Discord or somewhere there as well. You get to,
Oh, nice.
A meal fit for a king.
Beautiful.
and you can play your very own version of Josh the Soundbite one more time.
Now this is
Challenging Times.
Oh, God.
What's wrong with
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of like, hey, Poochie, you look like you've got something to say. I have to go now.
Sure do.
My whole planet needs me.
Good stuff. And that was a good show because we're at the end of it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. But that means it's time for the credits. And as usual, we ask our beloved guest over here to have a stab at the credits. So why don't you take us out, Josh? Take us out. Josh gets to do it.
Well, I mean, he's the winner. So,
why don't you just,
back pocket. Just want to say special thanks to all the patrons on Patreon, especially the mods at the moment. Gat, we got Syntax Terra, Liz Dahlia Sith, Cat Phoenix, Lion, Disturb 778, Jex, Caboose with the caboose. What the Sharks, Snail XD, and Lord Shadowmit. Like, right
well
there.
done.
Gus Speed Wrangler. You can't forget Dump Days, really, when you think about it.
Gets harder.
Apiaris Baker with the honey buns. Like, we bring the buns and they got the honey buns. Bot Lubricator, WeAreRobots. Oh, my favorite. Foot Severer. Moth Captain. Yes. Costume Department, Oranishi. Remover of foot from Gus's mouth. Babbling Boffin.
Working hard,
And
Babbling
Milner for Wilner, Snail XD, Back Pocket Legal Team, obviously BuriBuri. I mean, how could you not know that? Head Technician, Kane Lavos, Scardy Groomer, Glowing Mind.
Important job.
Naming Department, Oz Naminator.
Not an important job.
Boss Boy Everay, Worst Boy Evil Spy Boy, I'm sorry about that. Box Boy Boxy, Scotty Theaters, obviously Super Studios, Scotty Breeders, Slowpunk.
She had a baby.
Well done, Slowpunk.
Well, give it up. I was wondering why she wasn't having alcohol. Scotty Wranglers, Bifrost, Pitch Perfector, MiddleCee, Pete's Cable Guy, Wolsey, Designer of Worlds, A. Timothy, Steps, Attention Grabber, Daisy86, Community Hotboy, Nicrotex, and his Hotboy, The Coastal City. Remover of Sass is obviously got to be Sassless. Yeah. An executive show canceller is Raj. Oh, Raj, why did you have to cancel? House band, Muso for Hire, Dinosaur Supervisor, Phil Tippett. Is that right? Bird Supervisor, Loki Cat, and I think that's everyone,
That
right?
is everyone.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, all of you. Well done.
Oh, man.
Can I say, if there was a trophy for person who got to the end of the credits in the time of the song,
Yeah.
and actually read all of them without going, oh, I got sidetracked halfway through, you would win said trophy because no one else gets to the end. Everyone just gets lost halfway through. So,
I got to read fast.
yeah, the first one to do it like a
Got to read
damn
chat
professional.
fast. You learn that from Twitch.
Reese, you can come on our show and you can read the credits.
Read whatever you
Thanks,
like.
guys.
Whatever you like.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Are you going to stick around for the post show?
Of course I am. Why would I not?
Excellent. We have to see that
Amazing.
kickflip you promised.
What a load of, I mean, you can't say no because we're live.
Yeah.
If once we're offline, you don't want to do it, you can leave.
Son of a fuck.
He's
He
gone.
was,
Cool.
up until
All
this
right,
point,
well,
nice,
yes.
delightful, charming, good at reading credits. Now, son of a bitch. Son of a trivia master bitch.
Yep.
Just decides to get up here, wander. Hey, you just. No, good.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Just saying.
Is that what was in your pocket?
Just saying.
That was in the pocket.
The credits were. Oh, man. What a delight.
Post show
is
is
it hot
of
in
course
here? Yeah.
sponsored by Loki Cat. Loki Cat, lover of fine scotch. So we decided to each week describe him in a style of wanky whiskey tasting notes.
You Scotch fan, Ribs?
Yeah.
I haven't had scotch in a long time, to be
You're a
honest
whiskey
with you.
fan. You're a rum man.
I'm a whatever I can get free off the ground of the pub fan. Like a lapdog. Oh,
Yeah, whatever's left, there's some warm dregs at the bottom there.
I'll get you
Oh,
to
okay, thank
I'll get you to read this description here of Loki Cat.
In your best
if you wouldn't
sultry,
mind.
you know.
Yeah,
like,
your sexiest voice. Yeah.
oh, God.
Loki Cat is sweet with a harmony of wood
Perfect.
spice with apricots in syrup, rich pear,
Everyone bite your
and
bottom lip.
almond cake, cloudy honey and toasted oak, like smoked, overripe apricot jam. His finish is notes of orchid fruits with sticky date pudding, roasted cashews, and rich sherry spice.
Wow.
It's lovely, yeah. What a voice, huh?
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
Thank you.
We have, they're always so delicious, these descriptions. But last week, Gus pulled one that was just like awful. It was like,
It's like ethanol
This
and
w-
nail polish.
this whiskey sucks. It's the worst thing I've ever tasted and smelled.
We either need some nice like scotches or whiskeys or like just desserts. After reading that every week, I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, I want cream caramel
we need-
or whatever,
we need a nice
and some
Yeah.
smoked almonds and
Yeah.
whatever the fuck else that
They always
was.
make me super hungry.
And
Thank
all
you.
we have to eat is off mac and cheese. We discovered, which is fine.
Mac and cheese can't go off. We'll talk about it in the post show.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We'll tell you what was our deep dark secrets found in the back of the kitchen cupboard.
I'm like, what have I been throwing out all this mac and cheese for?
You enjoyed your dinner, right?
Thank you so much to everyone for tuning into the show. Thank you especially to our Patreon supporters. This show wouldn't exist without Patreon support, so we really appreciate you jumping on board. Any tier that you are capable of contributing to, but if you subscribe to one of the higher ones, we might make you an ad.
We might be able to afford macaroni cheese that hasn't gone off. Just saying. Some of the deluxe stuff. Do you remember the
Oh, the deluxe. Where it's like him in its own can.
Post-show we're burning content. This
Sorry.
is post-show. We will talk more mac and cheese.
But there's a lot of cool backer rewards in there. There's things like merch. There's a cool merch tier. We get like a unique piece of merch every month.
That's coming up. The new merch will be up next week. So if you get in on that tier now, you'll get the mystery merch. Which we'll put the design up next week, and you'll see what it is, what it comes on, and what you'll be getting in the mail if you're part of the We're Back tier.
There is still time. There is still time to join the We're Back tier.
Also, you get the pins as well. So if you come in at the right tier, there's a little pockety pins as well, which we have die-cast cute ones.
Love.
Pop them on a backpack, wear them, show off your pockety with pride.
What it comes on?
Huh?
What it comes on?
What did I say?
I heard it as well, but chat really wants to know what it comes on.
Yeah. It definitely tweaked to me. Definitely tweaked to me.
Well, there's a whole. I mean, it could come on anything, and you wouldn't know that it would surprise you.
You should ask permission first.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. Okay.
The jizz quiz.
What does it come on?
No comment.
Please share the show with your friends and family so that they can know what it comes on. Head to
comment.
backpocket.gg for links to everything. Backpocket.gg. It's all consolidated there in a handy link thingy.
They call it a link tree.
A link tree is what
Isn't that impressive? Isn't it amazing what the kids do these days?
You put multiple links on one site.
It's just, you go to it.
Where does it come?
It goes link, and there's a word on the hyperlink that says the thing that you're going to go through to.
Hey, jump into our Discord. Also, our Discord's got lots of great, cool community spaces for you to hang out. Also, in the post-show, we usually go through creative and discuss people's fun little submissions
Think of it like
jokes and memes that they make throughout the show, and it's one of my favorite parts of the post-show.
Think of it like Steph rummaging through your digital drawers.
Yeah, love doing that.
Yeah.
Love doing that. Finding all your darkest secrets. And we also have a Redbubble store if you want to check out some of our other merch.
You can come on anything in that store. You can
sure
put a logo and put it on anything.
Yeah. Of course, if you could follow us on social media. We're trying some different things with social media stuff at the moment. Ben's been working really hard on some of that. Thank you so much, Ben. So totally worth following and sharing and stuff as well. Reeps, where can people find you and the stuff that you do?
Hey, you can find me at Fortress every Monday night if you want to see me in person. But for everything else, thank you.
He'll do the sexy whiskey voice for you.
Yeah, I'll do that voice for you for sure.
Yeah.
That's the Twitter and Instagram. But everywhere else on YouTube and TikTok, it's like Reeps or Reeps316. So one of those. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
If you came late to the show, we should justify that you're there hosting trivia. You're not just there every Monday night at the bar.
Well, I didn't say that afterwards. I just wait out the front and go, were you here for trivia? Because that was me. That was me.
You know how good that trivia was earlier?
What about this question?
Of the bar. It's like, he's here every Monday.
Hello, fellow kids. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, do you want a backwards hat?
Yeah. We will be back same time next Thursday with a new guest, and we will see you in the post show.
Yes, even.
Oh, that's true. We have 2 guests next week. Who will it be?
And not enough microphones.
We do have another one.